Why he ain't never home? Ain't never played a sport because he ain't never been home.
Never been eligible, never been around.
Never.
Hey, isn't he supposed to start conditioning? Nope.
Nope.
Nah, his PO said nope.
Yeah, so I could just imagine her hot mics.
Yeah. Anyway, I got to get an Instagram post. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Anybody who's already logged on, welcome to Bakersfield College Memorial Stadium. We're just getting sound checked here, and we'll be back here in just a minute with about 15 minutes to go before kickoff to bring you pregame coverage of Bakersfield College Renegades football. Hi again, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be joining us. I'd like to welcome you to Week 9 of Bakersfield College Renegades football right here on the Bakersfield College Renegades Athletics YouTube channel and KERN News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM. I'm Rob Chavez alongside my partner, former Renegades captain, coach, and Hall of Famer, Kenny Calvin. We have our man, Steven Sparky Nicholas, back in the studio downtown, as well as Julian Wilson here on the controls. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Carpet Outlet Plus, Pepsi, Luigi's, Hawking Denton Palmquist, Golden Empire Youth Football, Barbage, Hooper, King, Dill, Hoffman, and the Bakersfield, California. Tonight, the Renegades are at home for the second week in a row for their final home game. We just seen the sophomores come out for their final game here at Bakersfield College Memorial Stadium, the 70th anniversary. It's the reason why it is free here today to take on the Orange Coast College Pirates, the second Pirates that we've had a chance to take on this year. Renegades coming off a big statement win last week, 61-7, and they're looking to continue on this kind of a winning streak to end the season, Kenny. And we had a chance to be on the pregame show a little bit earlier, and you talked about it. I know those guys seem to be a little bit surprised at the defensive output. We've been up here. We've been calling these games. No surprise to us.
Yeah, no surprise to us because we saw this defense come out early in the season and have those kind of impact plays. But one of the things that we knew was affecting them was just being on the field too long in some moments. And when it was their opportunity to start off fast like that, you see how key it is to a team's success. Definitely not a surprise for me.
No, and on top of that, you know, the Renegades, I had a good chance to talk with head coach Tyler Thompson Thursday night at Bakersfield Christian High School as they took on Garces. Really good game until Bakersfield Christian really stretched their legs out towards the end. But Coach Thompson and I probably talked for about a good half an hour. Longest I think I've ever talked to him one-on-one. Just me, him, and his little guy on this mound of dirt out there. His son said his son's always in the dirt. I love that. Good little boy. But
yeah, honor to meet his dad as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In pregame.
So we know three
son
generations
of a linebacker
of the Thompsons. But what Coach was saying was he's really proud of the way these guys continue to come out every week at practice. They continue to work hard, and what he's seen last week was a lot of frustration getting out of these guys. That he knew that his defense was capable of this, but he was really happy to see his run game get to this. And he also did say, he goes, look, I'm the kind of guy that like to take a little bit of an observant approach when I came into this. I'm new to this. I've got guys working for me that are 10, 15, 20 years older than I am, who've been around this program a lot longer than I have. But at the same time, I finally had a chance to sit back and say, hey, I've got to be the guy that's not just in charge of this defense. Took over and started making some calls on the offense as far as what they needed to do. And that's why you've seen 400 yards of rushes last week.
Yeah, I mean, and though he's a defensive guy, he knows what it takes to win. He's had some success defensively in recent years. So as you transition to a head role, yeah, you want to be the nice guy and diplomatic when you first get the job. But eventually, you got to take the gloves off and give some tough love to the people that you share a room with if you want to be great. Because greatness comes from growth, and growth is when you become uncomfortable. You have to make sure that you're definitely not holding your tongue when you know that things need to change, and he's done that, and you can see the effect it's had on the team as well.
Yeah, and again, one of the things that he also mentioned to me, he said, can you believe it? Golden West and Ventura are tied atop the state rankings at number 1, and we had a chance to beat both of those teams. And because we don't beat both of those teams and we let our foot off the gas against Pasadena, this is where we are right now. He says, so there's a lot to build from for next year. But as far as Orange Coast goes today, he said, look, everybody's going to look at their record 0-8. And he's like, and going back to exactly what we talked about on Wednesday and what you had to say to Stephen and Christopher on the early bird special was that this is the pure definition of a trap game right here. You got an 0-8 team who just came off their best game last week at Canyons and lost 20-19. And you had their quarterback, Keanu Vasquez, who had 51 pass attempts, the most ever in a single game in school history.
Yeah, and they're going to let it fly. They have nothing to lose, right? Because they haven't won anything. But at this juncture of a season, and I said it in pregame as well, you throw stats, records, all of those averages out, because right now it's just about what's in front of you. And I guarantee you that's the mentality that Orange Coast and the Pirates have, is like, hey, guys, look how tough we played last week. Canyons is a quality team that has beaten Bakersfield in some tough challenges in recent years, not last year, but that kind of momentum that you carry from playing a tough game like that, it definitely carries over. And you know when you're facing a team that's scored 61 points, you know you can't come in here and get embarrassed. So you're going to be playing at a higher level as well, because you want to match that intensity and not get walked down.
And what goes along with the sophomore, and you've been here before, Kenny, playing in your final home game. Now, for you, it was a Potato Bowl. That was your final home game. But you know the impact of a sophomore night and how it could even affect, and we talked about this during the broadcast last week, what it could do to your future in this particular game. We seen some great highlights from Ian Jernigan and Bubba Nettles last week, both guys who are going to be leaving this program. Hopefully we're going to get to see some more out of the defense as well.
Yeah, and you make a great point, because, again, though these teams haven't played very well, every game is an audition. They are definitely auditioning for scholarships and coaches that are looking to take these players to the next level. So you definitely need to be ready in all aspects if you're a Renegade football team, because the guys on the other side, regardless of the record, they showed up and they're willing to put themselves on the line to earn those extra opportunities and scholarships too.
100%. And so we're going to take a quick timeout here. We'll come back with a little bit more pregame action right before the kickoff right here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on the BC Athletics YouTube channel. All right, welcome back to Bakersfield College Renegades football pregame coverage right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on not just GoGaze.com, but on the Bakersfield College YouTube channel. Rob Chavez, Kenny Calvin. And Kenny, I also got in touch with a couple of other coaches as well, too, and they let me know of a couple of injuries. I know we're getting late into the season, so a lot of those end of the year.
I got an update as well for you.
Yeah, a lot of the end of the year season-ending injuries happened earlier in the season, but we've got Richard Gooden, the star of last week's game, going to be out today.
Man.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to suit up today, and he had emergency surgery to have his wisdom teeth out.
Wow.
So that's probably why he was so wise to jump those routes. Now what's he going to do without these wisdom teeth? So Ryan Simmons, our guy from Florida, knee sprain, going to be out today as well, too. And Jason Grant, we love seeing him. He's out for the season, got a small fracture on the head of his tibia last week, but looking to recover so that he can get back into in the weight room in the spring.
Also, quick update. Due to the targeting last week, Aiden Moreno won't play the first half. He'll play in the second half, but he won't be able to start the game, and that's a bittersweet one on sophomore night.
Yeah. So we're going to we'll have a quick pause here during the broadcast. We're going to be observing the national anthem on Veterans and Armed Services Appreciation Game tonight.
If you don't got goosebumps after that, I don't know if your heart is beating.
It's fantastic, and if you're watching sports today, this is probably going to be the only national anthem you get to hear because the Dodgers are in Toronto tonight. You'll hear "Oh Canada," and we'll be monitoring that in a little bit. First pitch isn't for about another 65 minutes or so, but we will be giving you some updates. We'd like to thank you guys for listening, tuning in, watching this broadcast live. We've appreciated every single one of you for being here.
That was the single greatest rendition of the national anthem that I've ever seen in this stadium.
Wow, that's big praise right there. We've had some great performances here in the past.
Somebody need to give that kid some money.
Yeah, 100%. And again, Armed Services and Veterans Appreciation Night here at Memorial Stadium. On the 70th anniversary of Memorial Stadium, Kenny, and they talked about it on the pregame show. You've got a couple of sons in the military, son of an Army veteran as well, too. Of course,
Man.
I've got plenty of family in the military serving actively and retired. I know all of them are going to be celebrating here in about 10 days. We have made it to November, Kenny. We are in week 9 of our broadcast. And again, 3-5 for the Renegades, 1-4 in league play, but they really do have an opportunity at, finishing off pretty strong with this game and then as we travel to Canyons next week.
Yeah, and again, records are out of the window, right? We're just talking about becoming a better version of ourselves with every play and every opportunity, and this game is an opportunity to do that. And against a wounded Duck team, I'm going to go ahead and say that because they're winless, we don't have any sympathy. We want to beat you just as bad as everybody else has been beating you to make sure that we can continue to click on all cylinders. After last week, in that 61-point performance, I need a 70 burger.
Ooh, not since San Bernardino. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, about that San Bernardino game. But I do know in our league, we've got some pretty big matchups going on this week as well, too. So we'll pay attention to those as much as possible. And basketball got kicked off today here at the Rack.
Shout out to Coach McCall and Coach G.
We're going to talk about that here a little bit later. We'll get a score update from the Rack. They played at 1 o'clock, and they were done here just about an hour ago. So we'll get an update here on how that game went. So we're going to have Carter Colsar kicking off for the Renegades. And again, OCC's got their quarterback, Keanu Vasquez. Keanu, don't call me Keanu Reeves.
You know his mom was a fan of the movie Speed about
either Speed or
20 years
John
ago.
Wick. Yeah, he might have to be John Wick today against his defense.
Again, they played very inspired football last week. But right now I'm going to make the point again. A Renegade team that found itself last week has to make sure it wants to come out and put on a show because, again, we hope to put on the kind of presentation that makes someone want to invite us to some postseason play based on them knowing the potential that we've had.
Yeah, we're going to check to see if that's going to be a possibility after next week. Got to win this week to get to next week and see where we are from there. So here we go. Kickoff of Week 9 here at Memorial Stadium. Colsar is going to get the ball into the end zone.
He coming out.
And 80 is going to bring it out. Probably not a wise decision. He runs right into, looks like that was that was Ben Spears. Freshman out of Stockdale High School. He only gets it up to the 9-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, and OCC already with mistake number 1 tonight.
Right away, we're seeing why this team probably hasn't won a game because that was a very bad decision. You take the ball that was kicked into the corner of the end zone 3 yards deep out. Only person I know that can do that kind of stuff that from here is George Jones, Speedy Banks, and Derek Vickers.
The great Derek Vickers.
Talking about some of the greatest Renegades of all time.
So on tempo, it looks like we've got number 12. Excuse me, that's number 13, the quarterback for OCC. Number 28, Anthony Osorio, was the tailback on that carry. Picks it up 4 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 6.
One thing you saw right there as that tackle happened is big 95, Xander Polito trying to strip and rip. Remember I told you, once somebody does it, now it becomes contagious.
So the ball at the 13-yard line. Osorio once again moving the line. He's going to get up to about the 16-yard line, so make it another 3 yards, and we'll have a 3rd and 3 from the 16. Miles Poole on the tackle.
Zone read, in that blocking scheme is where the lineman is just trying to block the person in his space and in his area, and the running back tries to pick a hole. Great effort.
So big opportunity right here for the Renegades, 3rd and 3. See if they can get a 3 and out here. As the pass is incomplete, it was intended for Osorio. And right in the area, we seen his dad before the game. That's Drew Underwood.
Yeah, shout out to my teammate Sean Underwood. It was so funny. we've had so many Underwoods up here, I even forget my teammate's name. But highlighting the impact plays that his son has had all season long, you got to love the effort and energy from our linebackers and safeties this season. A lot gets lost in the sauce when the record isn't great, right? But they've played some great football defensively.
And how about this? You got Tyler Lewis back there to return the punt.
Because that's safe. They were in safe defense right there.
Tyler is going to fair catch that at about the 48-yard line, so that's where the Renegades will start their first drive. And it looks like we are going to have Carson Woods going to be coming out with this offense.
Yeah, so when you play in a team with nothing to lose, you're prepared for those fakes wherever they are. And so in that scenario, we kept the defense out there, and the most skilled guy goes back, Tyler Lewis. He's definitely one of those guys.
Again, we said it in the pregame coverage. Carson Woods, 4 yards away from moving into number 2 all-time in career passing yards. He's going to hand it off to Ian Jernigan first. And Jernigan gets it up to the 47 for a gain of a yard. He had 179 yards rushing last week, averaged just over 8 yards a carry, Kenny.
Yeah, and you got to know that Orange Coast is going to load the box after a game like that where you have 400 yards rushing. And Titan Tom made a great point earlier. As these teams do that, here come those long balls down the field.
Mike Lozano and Brady Roman on that last tackle. Jernigan once again takes it outside. He's got a lot of room. He's going to have a first down and more up past the 35-yard line. Finally gets brought down at the 32. First down, Renegades.
Man, his vision is so pure. Almost like the Le'Veon Bell guy, but he fell off so bad we ain't even going to reference him anymore. But just you got to love his vision and his footwork through the holes. 1st and 10, Renegades. Shout out to the Orange Coast faithful who've traveled
to support an 0-8 team. That is definitely faithful right there. They could be in Laguna Beach today. Bubba Nettles right up the middle. He's got a huge hole.
Oh!
Kicks off the tackler. He's going to head for the pylon. Touchdown, Bubba Nettles, Renegades.
Boom! Sledgehammers to the face right now as he slapped him off his hip and danced to glory. Touchdown.
Tell you what, this kid, number 31, out of Uriah, Alabama, has shown us why he is one of the most talented backs we have seen in these 4 years that we've been together, but we've been watching Renegades football for a while, and he's right up there in terms of just overall athletic ability.
Man, that's Earl Campbell-esque, running angry. I don't know too many people I've seen that runs like him.
And guess what? Good old faithful Carlos Lavia out there with another extra point. He has done just an amazing job all year for the Renegades. The most consistent guy that you've got out there. He is now 27 of 29 from extra point.
I feel like he should be an All-American. If he's not, only reason he's not is based on the fact that we just don't have a great record right now.
Right.
But the way he's kicked the ball and his consistency, he should be first-team All-American. I don't know if I've seen a kicker as consistent as him.
Yeah, and again, one of the sophomores that will be leaving our program. We've watched him just grow into a fantastic kicker here. You know, we had Jack Smith last year who went down, and Carlos came in emergency kicking duties last year. And now we've got this Carter Colsar here wearing number 1. Why, Kenny?
Number 1 recruit.
Number 1 recruit out of Tehachapi. So we got a kick from Colsar. It's going to be taken at the 4-yard line. Number 80 is Zane Prater. Prater gets out of bounds just past the 20-yard line. Now we've got a late penalty that came from the white hat.
Yeah, it's going to be a personal foul and a late hit on number 43 for the Renegades.
That's James Moon. Moon out of Frontier High School.
Official looked like he didn't want to call it. And you just can't do that.
So 15 yards from the end of the run. We'll mark it at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 Pirates.
Man, that's what you can't do to teams that aren't playing well offensively. You're giving them extra energy with the late stuff. It's going to be 1st and 10 with great field position for the Pirates.
And Vasquez out there, quarterback wearing number 13. He is in the program, number 12. Gives the ball off to number 22, Ocean Nihapali Sesson.
I wonder what nationality he is.
Well, from Kahu, Hawaii. Hey, I'll be there in about 5 weeks, Kenny.
Nice, man. My favorite place.
So a 3-yard carry. Brought down by Songbei Ginyu, the man who got not a scoop score, but it almost looked like a popping score. Popped right into his hands, and he took it in from about 20 yards.
Man, another amazing player that just finds a way to the football.
Once again, the angry Hawaiian running for Orange Coast, Nihapali Sesson. Got brought down by number 16, Juanito Brucker. Hey, he's getting himself into series number 2 for the defense.
Yeah, you love, and that's another beautiful thing that you see in a late season shift. Guys getting opportunities that didn't early on in the year. 3rd and short. 40 front for the Renegades.
3rd and 1. Given out to Nihapali Sesson. Sesson's got himself a first down, brought down by Drew Underwood. Pickup of 2 to the 49.
Big-time contact going down in those trenches, but just a strong power run. So now with that field position after that penalty, you got a confident Pirates team in a shotgun spread set.
Nihapali Sesson back with Vasquez. And he gives it to the Hawaiian right up the middle. He's going to get stopped. Number 96 was able to come up with that tackle. Grayson Smiley Rogers at a Highland High.
Highland played well yesterday.
Yes, they did. Against Ridgeview. All these teams that closed out the season. Again, Highland with a rough transition year. He lost some players that transferred out. Having to reload.
Shotgun spread set for the Pirates.
2nd and 9 from midfield. So you got an incomplete pass out into the flats, and looks like we've got an injured Orange Coast Pirate, but he gets up, a little shaken up. Looks like he's going to have to come out. And that's number 3, Caleb Stamps.
I'm sure that quarterback is definitely throwing that short because he saw the film last week on that out route and hitch route. It's a different guy over there in coverage now.
It's actually Grady Chancellor. Chancellor leading the team with 3 touchdowns out at the wideout spot.
Oh, but Gooden is out there. I'll take that back. We do got Richard Gooden playing tonight.
Is he? All right. Well, I guess the wisdom teeth, he was able to what the kids call thug it out, Kenny. To get it out to Nihapali Sesson, and Songbei Ginyu was able to get out there and bring him down. Again, I'm in a classroom with 14 through 18-year-olds, Kenny, and you're around them all day long out on the yard. We pick up on all the lingo.
Yeah, they keep us young.
They really do.
That's the fun thing about taking this role with the district this year. It keeps me young. I'm on my feet more than I've been in the last 15 years, and I think that's my favorite part of the job.
Hey, trust me, you know, my every time these kids are at an athletic event, anytime the score is 7-6, you know what they're doing. 6-7. So we got number 23 for Orange Coast, kicking it to Tyler Lewis, who once again has a fair catch. That was Talon Samoski, the punter.
Well, hey, I might need to correct myself. If Tyler Lewis is in there in regular duty for punt return,
yeah, he might
not
be out
have been
there.
safe on that previous drive.
It's just one of those things where it's like, Coach, get me in there.
Right. I mean, and, Dejon Shanks was a guy that has been very active
Right.
in special teams. We haven't seen him tonight on the field, so you got to wonder if it's an injury issue.
So split out wide to the right is number 15, Amarius Rowell, and number 19, Ben Spears, with Nettles and he gets it to Nettles. Nettles has got a lot of space. He's still on his feet and gets it up to about the 50-yard line, finally drugged down from behind by number 4, A.J. Leonard. And A.J. Leonard is one of those guys on defense who's been really active, 42 tackles. And when you've got a safety that's number 2 in tackles for a team, it's usually because they've given up a lot of deep balls.
Bubba Nettles is so deceptively fast as well. Did you see that burst of speed
Oh,
at
yes.
the end of that?
Absolutely.
Twins left.
Dropped a gear right there and was able to get up about another 16 yards. And now they give it to Jernigan. Jernigan with a block from Woods. He's up the sideline. Shakes one guy, and he's finally going to get drugged down and hit out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Big first down right there for Ian Jernigan.
So it kind of seems like they figured something out over there on the offensive room, right? Let's quit being too complex and sprinkle some pass in there every now and then, but stick to the run.
And I could be wrong, Kenny, but could Stan Green possibly be down there in the booth saying, hey, let's just make sure Carson doesn't get 4 more yards? Shout out to Stan Green, Director of Student Support Services at the Kern High School District. Here we go, Jernigan out left. He's able to cut it back. He's going to get dropped for about a gain of 4, but tell you what, they redlined it all the way down the 15-yard line, Kenny. It didn't look like he was going to get much. He was finally able to spin into about 4 yards.
Yeah, let's go back to what we said. That patience and vision that he has definitely been beautiful. We got to remind ourselves, these are young college guys making some big-time plays.
Yeah, again, Jernigan with a 36-yard run earlier. Nettles with a 25-yard completion. So, we forget that was actually a completion. It wasn't actually a backwards pass. So, Kenny, we got to congratulate. We're going to take this time. Congratulations to Carson Woods.
Yep, on the pass to Bubba Nettles.
Moving ahead of Stan Green, the 1988 quarterback of the national champions. Carson Woods now number 2. He would have to pass for about another 850 yards, maybe 900 yards to pass Thomas Peregrine over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and you said Peregrine was 2012. He was my guy, 2004 and 5.
Oh, yes, right. Sorry, 04. I was thinking about somebody else. I looked in. We got a handoff right up the middle to Ian Jernigan. Touchdown, Renegades.
Boom! Love seeing the offensive line, the fools is what Coach Castro calls them, opening it up like the Red Sea. Touchdown, Renegades.
We're going to get Carlos Villa out there for extra point attempt number 30. Looking to go 28 out of 30 here. We got to love our man Gio General out down there on the sideline who gave some appreciation to Carlos.
Oh, yeah, beautiful tradition.
So kick is up, and it is good. We're going to take a quick timeout as the Renegades have taken a 14-0 lead with 6.5 minutes to play. We'll come right back for the kickoff. All right, and welcome back. 6.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Carter Kolsar on to kick off for the Renegades after Ian Jernigan punched it in from 6 yards. You get number 80, Zane Prater. Prater finally gets it up past the 25-yard line. First time tonight that he has done that. And number 19, Ben Spears gets his second special teams tackle of the game.
And I'm going to highlight something for Ben Spears because it could have been very easy for him to give up on himself when he was pulled out of a couple games after some drops. But what he did, transition to being the guy that says, Coach, I do whatever I can to help make the team better. And he's been an impact guy on kickoff, man. So shout out to my man Spears.
And this, again, they had some coaches that were hoping there was going to be some changes after that Pasadena game in which they gave up some big returns to their return man, saying, we need some more defensive starters out there.
And some speed.
But, I guess during that week, the coaches said that there were some offensive guys that stepped up and said, hey, we played defense before in high school. Let's get us out there. So we got
huge
Vasquez
hit.
who's able to get it to Prater. And Prater finally gets pushed out of bounds by Gooden, but a big hit under pressure.
Got to admire him for standing in there because he knew it was coming. He could see the defender coming, but he was patient and focused, got it off on the dig route for the first down. And it shows you the capability that they have when they can protect. They got some talent on the edge.
28-yard completion right there for Orange Coast. So they're past the 50 for the first time today.
Shotgun spread set.
Vasquez hands it off to Osorio.
Woo.
Osorio going to get dropped for 2 yards at the 44.
Yeah, we got a helmet off.
Drew Underwood was the first man on the tackle. Songbay Ginyu also coming up from the safety position.
So proud of these young guys on the defensive side of the football. Hearing those numbers from a state ranking standpoint, it kind of shows you what we could have done.
Yeah, number 5 in overall pass defense. Number 12 overall defense. So very good job by Coach Gass, the defensive coordinator. Of course, head coach Tyler Thompson for putting this all together. He's got Vasquez who looks up out of the shotgun.
Oh!
The pass is nearly intercepted right there as Thomas struck.
Oh, and we got late stuff going on, and that's another thing. Officials going to have to get control of this game.
Yes, we do.
And for the Renegades, you don't want to stoop to a level of a team that hasn't won a game.
Especially for a guy like A.J. Snow, who we haven't seen in the game in about 3 games. He's been out due to some nagging injuries. He finally is able to get back out there. He gets right in the middle of the scrum, and there's a penalty flag that flies.
Right, and that's the worst thing about bad football in moments is it takes away from the reason that we're here. You got guys that forget why they're here when you haven't been playing well. You got to make sure you eliminate that if you're officials.
After the play, personal foul.
So it's going to be a personal foul against Orange Coast. And that's after the play had completed, so it's going to drop them back to a situation where we are going to be at a 2nd and 23.
And this is the thing. And I don't want to beat a wounded horse, right?
Yeah, but there's a reason why sometimes teams are 0-8.
Absolutely, because you just make an amazing play on a dig route for 20-yard first down, and within 2 plays you got dead ball and sportsmanlike stuff. Those are the things we call coach killers.
Thomas Struck would have had his first interception of the year right there if he would be able to get that. As he got a big hit right there. Richard Gooden, I'll tell you what, I think he's taking a little bit of that wisdom tooth procedure frustration out right there with that hit. Number 88 for Orange Coast, Julian Frechette, had no idea he was coming around.
And again, it highlights the devastation of that dead ball penalty because you guys were rolling with some momentum, and then you end up behind the sticks having to throw it short. Great job by Gooden coming off coverage.
Julian Frechette, that last wide receiver, he's out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Beautiful punt.
He's probably thinking, Shamil Shamazel, get me away from this guy, man.
Shout out to Laverne and Shirley, man. I used to watch that with my mom. My mom's birthday tomorrow, man.
Oh, good.
Rest in
Hey,
peace,
this
Mom.
Scorpio season. My birthday is on Tuesday. My daughter's is in a couple of weeks as well, too. Good people.
Yeah, we used to love some Laverne and Shirley. Man.
Oh, yeah. Hoff and Pfeffer Incorporated.
All right, so with this drive and a 14-point lead, don't be surprised you see some shots being taken because we've already established the run.
Woods, once again, hands the ball off to Jernigan. Jernigan bounces it outside, bounces it right back inside. He's up past the 40, and he's got a first down. Big 12-yard carry there to the 43-yard line.
You love the patience and the vision because you can see the defender had him outflanked, and he just basically puts that foot in the ground instead of steps forward. 13 yards when that was defended pretty well.
39 tackles this year for Mike Lozano, who made that last tackle, so make that 40. Now again to Jernigan. Left side power, and he just bullies his way through for another 14 yards. So in 2 plays, picks up 27 yards rushing.
You love the fact that we can just depend on the offensive line to create a slither of a hole. That was a slither of a hole. He got through that sideways like E40.
Just talking about Earl Stevens.
I'm right sideways, this way, that way.
So we go Woods out of the shotgun. Jernigan stays in to his left. They give it to Jernigan. Jernigan bounces a couple times. He's able to roll forward for about 2 yards. It's going to be down to the 37. And again, we got some more frustrated football players out there, and they get separated this time.
Yeah, and you're going to be frustrated when you're getting blocked 15 yards down the field. You know, one of the things we used to do as DBs, and it came in handy for me because I was in karate very early, hand fighting and getting guys' hands off of you. As my man Joey Wheeler comes up to the top. Welcome to the Dameron deck, young driller boy.
2nd and 8. They give the ball to Nettles now. Nettles going to cut back, gets past the 35-yard line. He's going to be close to a first down at the 34. Looks like he's going to have enough up at the 33-yard line. So he picked up 9 on that. And again, we're just seeing 8, 9, 10, 14 yards from this running back duo.
I'm going to tell you why, because you got guys like Big 61 getting up and getting active. Jimmy Walls blocked about 3 guys, and guess what? Afterwards, he helped all 3 of them up and gave them a pat on the head.
6'6", 310. I think, Jimmy can help out the whole team over there.
Yep, and you don't want to fight him when you get up. You're going to be nice.
So here we go, Woods looking to pass. Breaks containment. He's going to be up past the 30. Big block.
Yep.
Oh, and he gets
blindsided.
Flagged. Yeah, it's going to be Amarius Rowell is going to get flagged for that.
Yep, and it was right in front of the official, which is just a rule that has been changed to protect players. But I got to tell you,
back in my day,
it was a bad game if you didn't get at least one guy. You could have 2 interceptions and all the stuff, but if you didn't get one blindside block and knock the snot out of somebody's nose, it wasn't that good a day.
Was Sean Payton your head coach? Was this Bounty Gate?
Man, hey, this is way before bounties, man. We were just headhunters, man.
Yeah, number 35, Troy Atkins, 6'2", 190 outside linebacker. Yeah, he took one for the team right there.
Hey, I got to tell you, Renegade Rob, had that rule been in effect 30 years ago, I might not be a Hall of Famer because that's where most of my oohs and ahs came from. Ooh. You love to hear that smack, crack, and then watch a guy go flying 7 yards to lane 1 on the track.
So 1st and 28 after the penalty.
Great play.
Ball given to Nettles. Nettles on right side power gets it up to the 39-yard line for a pickup of 4. So now we're going to be at 2nd and 16.
Man, you want to see a great outside backer play, go back and watch that one. Because that outside backer on that play, he sheds one block and comes back inside to minimize that to being a run of no minimal gain, when usually that's getting about 15. Great play by that outside backer.
Again, just under a minute to play in this first quarter. It is 14-0. I know the scoreboard says 20-0, but it is 14.
Ooh,
we got
nice
a pass
touch.
Completed to Bubba Nettles. Going to be up the sideline. He's going to be close to a first down. I think he's got it. Second completion for Carson Woods. So he is now 8 away from being the all-time completions leader in Renegade history, Kenny.
Man, I mean, amazing touch pass right there, because if he puts that on the line, that's an interception to the house for 60 yards. But seeing that and recognizing that puts just a nice little, just a touch, love, a little bit
So here we go. Ball at the 24. Handoff to Jernigan. Jernigan's going to pick up a first down at about the 20-yard line. We're going to stop the clock momentarily to move the chains. And then the clock gets moving again, and that is going to do it for the first quarter. Renegades are up 14-0 over the Orange Coast Pirates. We're going to come right back with second quarter action of Renegades football. Welcome back to Bakersfield College Renegades football right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on the Renegades Athletics YouTube channel. Rob Chavez and Kenny Calvin as we see Carson Woods rolling out to his right. He breaks containment once again, rushes it past the 10-yard line. He's down at the 6. He's going to have to come out. Looks like Malachi Statler's going to come in. First and goal, Renegades from the 6-yard line.
Hey, I guess Carson heard us talking about how Malachi was able to move the pocket a few weeks ago, and he's like, watch this.
Yeah, CW isn't for C-Walk, is for Carson Woods.
I mean, and you love the fact that he's just making the smart football play there as he goes. They're going to give you 8 yards on a rollout. You got to take it. First and goal, Renegades.
So Statler pitches it out to Jernigan. Jernigan looks for a hole. He's got one. He's in. Touchdown, Renegades. Boom. That is number 2 for Jernigan and brings the score to 20-0.
I mean, you love the fact that they're allowing this offensive line to just put hat on a hat and go power football, and it makes the offensive play calling so easy. Touchdown, Renegades.
As we hear the Renegade fight song, one of the things I wanted to shout out, and I'll talk about this here after, Carlos Villa is looking to put his 29th through the uprights. The kick is up, and it is good. 21-0 Renegades. But BC alum Matt Munoz, lead singer from Mentoburu, local legends Mentoburu, been around for about 35 years.
Local legends.
Matt was a part of the pep band, jazz band, and overall performance band here back in the late 80s. Matt Munoz, proud alum. He has done a ska version and a punk version of the Renegades fight song. That's what I usually pick for our Renegade stories.
Now, I got a story for you, too. I opened up for Mentoburu with our Madman rap group 1993.
Wow.
At Jerry's Pizza.
Jerry's Pizza.
And it was one of my first times on stage in that building with the legendary Mentoburu. I was 16 years old.
So, again, shout out to Matt. You guys do a fantastic job. One of the best live bands you'll ever go see. And I believe they've got some performances all weekend for Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. As we've got number 5 for Orange Coast, Grady Chancellor, who's able to get it past the 25-yard line.
Now we need the hip-hop version. I need to put a verse on the remix, Matt Munoz.
Let's go, Matt. Where are we at?
Come on. Come on.
Hopefully somebody gets this out to Matt. So Jaheim Alexander, talk about another offensive guy. Jaheim gets down there and gets some special teams tackle on that.
Man, and that's pure team player energy right there.
And another guy who got pulled out of a game because of some drops earlier this season, and he's out there, just busting his tail, getting down there and filling his lane. Vasquez changes the cadence.
Snap.
Drops the snap. He's under pressure. His pass is going to be incomplete, nearly a backwards pass to Ocean Hapali Sesson.
Yeah, I mean, dangerous sequence right there as you have the low snap, and then he tries to throw that swing route. That would have been a huge collision had he caught that.
Super desperate play right there, and it brings up 2nd and 10. Very fortunate that they didn't turn the ball over.
But again, here you are as an Orange Coast team. It's a lot of football left to be played, and it's not anything you're doing well right now to keep the pressure off of you. Self-inflicted wounds for them on the low snap.
It's always good when it's not the Renegades with the SIWs. 2nd down.
Ooh.
Ball handed off, and it's going to go nowhere. Mario Rivas in there, and there he comes right out of that pile. Pumps himself up. He's on the cover.
And that's how you get the cover, young man. Plays like that. Love the energy of Mario Rivas.
Xander Polito also out there with that tackle. So it's no gain, 3rd and 10. And Orange Coast 1 of 4 so far today on 3rd down conversions. And this one from a little longer than the last conversion that they had from 2 yards out. So Vasquez out of the shotgun. Looks to his left, looks over the middle, and his pass is going to be knocked incomplete. It was intended for number 17, Joseph Flanagan. And, of course, Tyler Lewis, the guy who's going to go back and return the punt, was able to break that up.
Yeah, Renegade defense playing at a high level, but not really a lot that they're doing. Just poor execution from Orange Coast. And if you keep kicking the football to this Renegade team that's been salivating over some points in recent weeks, they're going to keep turning up on you.
As you see number 9, Tyler Lewis, back at his own 44-yard line, shading the sun. So he's making sure he can get a good look at it. It's not going to be a fair catch this time. Takes it from the 34. He's able to get past a couple of guys, and there he goes up the sideline. He's going to have to beat a guy. And he doesn't. Gets dropped down at about the 36-yard line, but a fantastic run right there for Tyler Lewis. Let's see, it looks like Javen Similton was able to bring him down out of Greenville, Alabama.
He's from the same place Forrest Gump from. Greenville. That's how they say it down there.
Greenville. Wonder how far it is from Uriah, Alabama, where Bubba Nettles is from. Bubba's out there. I wonder if he recognizes our guy from Greenville, Joseph Flanagan. No, not Joseph Flanagan. Nettles running angry, gets a first down and more. Down at the 23-yard line, first down Renegades.
Man, the way that this offense and this running back core is running the football, this Pirates team is going to be ready to fire that bus up extra early because you don't want to keep tackling guys like this, man. I've had to tackle big backs, and I'm telling you, after the 3rd or 4th time, it ain't that fun.
Big back, big back. 1st and 10 from the 23. Telling you, my students rub off on me, Kenny. You got Nettles string it out to the left. A decent hit right there for Orange Coast. Driving him out of bounds as number 27, Julian Pilgrim.
I mean, but even on that run out of bounds, he took the worst of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll hit you right in the mouth, Pilgrim.
2nd and 7. Rob, I'm going to get you some voiceover work, man, once it's film season. Once January hits, we switch gears.
I tell you, I'll do something again. We'll get to a point in the game where I'm going to tell you what I do for my students every now and then. This ball passed out to Alexander. Alexander's up the sideline. He's got one guy to beat, but he's not going to beat him. Gets drug out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Renegades. Another completion for Carson Woods, and now we are down to 7 completions away from being the all-time completions leader for the Renegades.
Yards after catch.
Yeah.
For the young Alexander just putting a good palm in your face, no pun advance, right there. That was an amazing stiff arm.
So Woods comes out, Statler comes in, 1st and goal from the 3. We've got Nettles, the deep back, in an I formation here. Fakes the sweep. Malachi's pass is going to be intercepted. It's batted by number 4, A.J. Leonard. And A.J. Leonard came in as a number 2 tackler, and it got intercepted by that guy, Pilgrim. Oh, man, that couldn't have happened at a worse time. But I tell you, we've talked about this, Kenny. Sometimes you get a little too cute.
You took the words right out of my mouth because they haven't stopped us running the football. You got to wonder why you don't do it. But I'll tell you why. That was a great play call based on the fact that you go with that pitch action, fast flow, and you want to come back and hit that tight end after he releases from the block. But just a great job by that defensive end and outside backer getting their hands up. That was a fantastic play. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, A.J. Leonard with 3.5 tackles for a loss so far this year, and that was a pass deflection as we get carried by Orange Coast. Going to be brought down by Juanito Brucker once again.
Yep, Juanito putting in work. But, again, it's frustrating based on the fact that we're trying to put this team away. They're already on their last leg, and we get cute, and it turns into a turnover. Second and 5 for the Pirates. 10:42 remaining to play.
We're still in the second quarter here at Memorial Stadium. Renegades taking on Orange Coast. Intercepted Tyler Lewis. Not sure what Vasquez was really looking for. He threw it right to Tyler Lewis.
That was just an amazingly designed play call by Coach Gass and Coach Thompson because Lewis was inside like a wheel linebacker and then dropped to the flat. They thought that they were going to have that hit. Just an amazing design because we're calling it stemming. You're acting like you're in one position and you, right as the snap goes, you flash back out. Amazing defensive play call.
It looked like he was just sitting on a stool right there waiting for the pass to get thrown to him.
Amazing play call because really what you're doing, you're playing with the quarterback's eyes right there. He sees the linebacker inside that tells him he has outside freedom.
Ball handed off to Nettles.
Oh!
Nettles.
Look at the blocking into the end zone.
Yeah, that is number 60 out there, Oliver Mamea.
Oh, my goodness. Oliver Mamea is at the D on Gades in the end zone. And that's what you love from your offensive line.
Wow.
That's why you're getting those downfield runs. The amazing effort inside by the big fellas, the Fools.
Nettles comes out, Jernigan back in. Statler in at quarterback at the 6-yard line after an 8-yard carry from Nettles.
We got to get what Fools stand for. It's an acronym. I got to figure out what Coach Castro named him after.
Jernigan spinning, still on his feet. They're trying to drive him into the end zone, and they're not going to get him in, but it is going to be a first down, 1st and goal from the 1-yard line.
Great job. Continuing to speed the feet and push.
Yeah, number 85, Jack Damo, is going to have to come out. He's the fullback out of Frontier High. Helmet came off. Got new personnel checking in. Looks like it's Kasinger and Shanks coming in as Fowler and Damo check out. They're going to split both receivers out. So they're going to spread out some of those DBs as you got Jernigan back. And now we've got Malachi Statler and a big hit right there. Design quarterback sneak right there.
Well, I know it was a successful play last week, but I'm going to go back and say it. When you got guys like Jernigan and Bubba Nettles, you got to wonder why you're not just handing that ball off. Because really what you're doing, too, you're risking injury for those pretty boys. I'm going to call them pretty boys. You seen them, you seen their Instagrams, those quarterbacks.
That's right. That's right. Damo's back in.
They go sneak again. Tush push.
They're trying to see if he can get in. He's near the end zone. No signal quite yet. And typically, if you don't have a signal,
it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. Oh, the Renegades. Wow.
Delayed boom. That's our first delayed boom in a while. But, hey, again, you allow that offensive line to just push forward. But, hey, that's points off turnovers again. Defense playing inspired.
And they bail out Malachi Statler there, who just had an unfortunate interception there off a tip. They get it back three plays later. And now here comes Carlos Villa to attempt to make his 30th extra point of the season. It's up, and it is good. 30-32 for Carlos Villa. We're going to take a quick break. Be back for the kickoff right here on YouTube and Current News Talk, AM 1180 and 96.1 FM.
We might.
All right, welcome back to live coverage of Renegades football right here on Current News Talk AM 1180 and 96.1 FM. We're streaming on the YouTube's athletic channel, and Carter Colsar's kick goes into the end zone. And Kenny, you were talking about it. I think they're just kind of working on some things maybe for next week against Canyons, but you'd like to see that those running backs are going to be able to be the ones that plow it in, not necessarily risk your quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, because I hate to say it like that, from a standpoint of acting like they're too soft to get the job done. But, you know, we got two premier running backs that have already proved what they can do when you give them a chance. They work hard to get the ball when they get down to the end zone. So it's very uncharacteristic to run multiple sneaks when you got those kind of backs that have given you that productivity in between the 20s.
And it's these guys that have to take these tapes and these stats
to
the next level.
And, you know, they feel like they're behind.
Right. As they get a pass out into the flats, completed at number 6, Marcus Royster, brought down by number 21, Brock Wattenbarger. Wattenbarger has just had an amazing last few weeks, Kenny.
Brock Waddy has had a fantastic season. So proud of these local guys that made the commitment to stay in town.
Yeah, we were talking about that and what that means to be able to stick around and play in front of your own fans and stay at home. Wattenbarger came in today with 20 tackles. His pass to the end. Oh, my goodness. And there's Brock Wattenbarger again. Just as we were talking about him, he was able to come up with a big hit, but a nice catch and way to hang on to it with Zane Prater as they pick up a first down at the 47-yard line.
Man, kudos to Prater because I thought he wasn't about to get up. The way that he got hit, I actually thought that he was out. And sometimes you pop up fast like that because it hurts, and you don't want to make everybody appear that you hurt. But he's going to cry in the car.
So first and 10 from the 47-yard line, only the third first down of the afternoon for the Pirates, and passes complete out to number 5, Grady Chancellor.
Love the coverage because that's a tough route to cover that square in right there. But you got to be careful if you're the safety because if you're going to fly up as that corner on the outside and he's flying up from the inside, they're going to slip that tight end right by you on a corner or a post route. They throw those short routes to set up deep stuff later.
So 6-yard gain brings him up to the 47-yard line. 6.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Vasquez's pass is incomplete. Good pass. Just receiver couldn't get his head around. That was Marcus Royster.
Hey, but I'm telling you, that was some premier coverage by the young man, 21, because he didn't lose any ground. He stayed and sat on that route. Had that ball been thrown a little later, could have been a pick to the house.
probably a little bit of a timing issue on that as well, too, because they got their backup quarterback in there. That's Sonny Tierney, the 5'11", 200-pound quarterback out of Portola High School in Irvine. Tell you, all these guys down there on the field, too, from Orange Coast, probably want to get on the bus so they can watch the Dodger game, too. Or they could be Angels fans, but there's even Orange County is Dodgers country down there. So we do want to give a quick update on basketball. Both men and women started the season off with some wins here today.
Congrats, Coach.
Congrats to both coaches on opening up the rack this year with some wins.
Wow.
They invited all the high school kids out there as well today, too.
Beautiful,
so
man. I love seeing how Coach McCall and Coach G have opened the doors of the gym
100%.
to the community. All summer they had kids in there.
Well, we walked in there earlier in the summer when we seen kids just balling.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the beauty of this great institution that we're so lucky to be part of, is that it's for the village. Like, there's a lot. If this is the wrong place for you, and I heard this quote on football earlier today. This is the wrong place for me guys. This institution wasn't built on me guys. It was built for the community. And that's the beauty of the experience, watching us open the doors to the community, even having the Cardinals and the Golden Empire Youth Football here. I'm hosting Golden Empire Youth Cheer next week.
Battle of the Bleachers
I'm
is
hanging
next
out with
week.
the young ladies next week.
Where's that going to be at now?
At the Fox, man. I get to
okay.
live my dream and host events at the Fox.
Tierney's pass is incomplete. It was intended for Tegan Rumley. So it'll bring up a 4th down, and the Renegades will hold again. They've only given up 3 first downs today to the Pirates. Renegades already with 15 first downs, Kenny, and we still got 6.5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you got to like it from a standpoint of finding yourself at the end of the season. And I'm going to say this. Yeah, we wish we had a great record and we're looking for postseason play. But the key to a season is getting better when it counts at the end.
Tyler Lewis back, takes it at the 5-yard line. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got a good return. Oh, he runs into his own guy, finally spins out of another, and he's going to go down at the 34. And I tell you what, if he doesn't run into Isaiah Lucero, he's taking that back to the house.
Talk about putting on a show. Tyler Lewis, where have you been, young man? Amazing effort.
Yeah, he cut back a couple of different times, and just as he was getting ahead, runs right into it wasn't Isaiah Lucero. It was actually number 24, Jack Froelich. 2-4 gang out of Garces. Wasn't able to get out of his way.
Oh, great job.
Yeah, that was a 30-yard return.
And he caught that on the 4-yard line.
Right.
Illegal formation. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Wow, so they're still going to enforce that, huh? Even after that. Usually on a formation, you would decline it because you don't want them to re-kick it after a return like that. All right, we'll take the 5 yards, 1st and 10 from the 39. It looks like we've got Statler back out there, and I'm telling you, maybe Thomas Peregrine's in the house now, and he's saying, "Hey, Coach, let's go ahead and take Carson out now." He's 7 away. Statler with the design keeper up the middle, and just as we said that we only have 2 running backs out today, here comes number 3, Isaiah Lucero. Isaiah Lucero was out there as Statler picks up the 1st down. Lucero has basically been a madman out there from Shafter High. Special teams maven.
Great run by Statler.
Yeah, Statler
showing
picked
his
up.
legs.
Picked up a ton of yards right there now at the 46-yard line, the Pirate side of the field. Hands the ball off to Jernigan. Jernigan's got a big hole. He's going to break 2 tackles. Still on his feet up the sideline. He's finally going to get forced out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Wow.
Love how he's slapping guys by him. He's basically using their speed and over-anxiousness to get right by him, and he hesitates at the right time, and he slaps the guy by and gets 7 more yards after the slap.
Brings the ball up 22 yards to the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Renegades. They've got 17 first down so far. Statler now in pass formation. Looks into the end zone. Touchdown, Renegades.
Boom! Amazing job as you bring that receiver from the backside, and he catches that safety sleeping. Touchdown, Renegades.
Caught by number 19, Ben Spears, and congrats to Ben. Touchdown number 1 of his college career right there.
Man, you get it in your last home game, man. Proud of you, kid. I mean, and you only get that opportunity because of the effort that you've been putting in on kickoff as well, so you got to love it.
And now we got Carter Kosar out there to kick some extra points. Carter's kick is up, and it is good. So we're spreading the love around here, 35-0. Renegades up big in this first half with 4:54 remaining. And Carlos gets up to 30 extra points, and he's like, let's get the kid from Tehachapi in there.
I mean, total team effort, and this is what you like about these kind of games is that we get to highlight some names that we haven't talked about all season because they're getting opportunity. And these are the things that we miss out on as we highlight our Veterans Day. Again, special shout out to all of our former Renegade veterans. I was trying to work on something special and think about how I can get a list of all of our former Renegade football players who were former military veterans. But it's just such a long list. That's something I'm going to work on for next season.
Yeah, next season, and we'll be finishing the season next year a little closer to Veterans Day. So that would be a little appropriate. You had your pops who served, but, I think probably one of the more prolific veterans that started here was one of your former teammates
Jeremy
and captains, Dr. Stott.
Dr. Jeremy Stott. I mean, and that's what's so cool about Stott. He's a guy that had a lot of football left in the tank when he retired, but based on my teammate Pat Tillman making the decision to leave football behind and go towards the military experience, Dr. Stott did the same.
Big inspirational guy that was Pat Tillman. He got a big hit out of bounds by Thomas Struck.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about Jeremy, he stopped playing football when he had so much more gas in the tank that he started riding bikes across the country.
Right.
You still got a motor if you can ride a bicycle
after you were an Army Ranger.
After you're a Marine Ranger.
Is he a Marine?
He's a Marine.
I thought he was an Army Ranger.
Oh, he would be so offended. I got the Army sons, but he's a Marine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They be funking over that. You got to make sure.
Got to get your branches correct.
Yeah, you got to make sure.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll talk about, too, the Marine Corps. One of the best guests they've had so far in this inaugural season of the pregame show was my man.
Semper Fries.
Oh, a big carry up the middle for Orange Coast. That's number 28, Anthony Osorio, who gets it up to about the 45-yard line.
And that's the thing, as the subs start getting these opportunities, you got to make sure you keep that same level of intensity as you come on the field, because that was a huge hole, and that was just looked like some lazy defense in the interior there, giving up that first down.
Yeah, Melvin Lee, owner and proprietor of Semper Fries, he's got his trailer down there up past the flag here.
I got to get one of them devil dogs, man.
Oh, man, he'll go over and hook you up. Go down there for halftime. Ball handed off.
Whoa.
Once again to Osorio, and he runs right into Mario Rivas and number 94, Connor Mullen as well. No gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, just under 4 minutes to play. And again, we like to continue to have you tune in here. You can listen to this game on YouTube while you turn it over to Fox here in about the next 5 minutes. This first pitch is going to happen for Dodgers and Blue Jays. Best 4 words in sports, Kenny. It's Game 7 tonight.
Wow.
Pass is incomplete. And I'll tell you, nearly picked off. It was on a bounce. Richard Gooden would have had his third pick six of the season.
I mean, and he had it either way right there because he could have just destroyed that young man because that was a setup throw. Young quarterbacks, if you are watching, those are the throws that you don't want to throw to your guy because you're basically setting him up for a long hospital stay.
Yeah, hung out to dry right there.
Whoa.
Sonny Tierney, the backup quarterback for Orange Coast in there, looking for only the fourth first down for the Pirates tonight. Excuse me, the fifth first down, as they got a first down on a big play in this drive. Pass is going to be up, and it is going to be complete. What a great catch right there for number 6, Marcus Royster.
Wow, Marcus Royster with the moss right there. That was a beautiful catch.
Out of Ben Lamont High in North Ogden, Utah.
Man, he went upstairs.
Carson Steen got mossed.
Whoa.
Yeah, Royster goes 6'4", 185. It's basically about the same size that Randy Moss was at Marshall.
Yep. Randy was a dominating receiver in his time.
Pass out to Osorio and 2 big hits. Tyler Lewis cleaned up what Thomas Struck started. Anthony Osorio gets helped up, and I tell you what, that young man might need to go have a seat for a little bit.
I mean, again, you can't fault the quarterback for trying to make plays, but the energy level of the Renegade defense, man, you setting those receivers up for some huge contact.
Yeah, Osorio's going to take a quick break. Guarantee you he hadn't gotten hit like that at St. Paul High School in Norwalk. Got 2 minutes coming up.
2nd and 14.
See if they get the snap off, and they do before the 2-minute timeout. Now we're going to pass up, and that pass is
one hand on you. One hand on you.
Song Bay Ginyu.
2-3 game.
Wow.
Come on. One hand on you. You're representing the 23 very well, young man. KC23 approves this message.
So with that, oh, wow, what an interception right there with one hand, and he spins it. And with that, we're going to take a quick timeout here on the coverage. Renegades up 35-0 with 1:57 to play.
Oh!
All right, we're back after the timeout. And a big Song Bay Ginyu one-handed interception.
Would you say, are you not entertained, Rob, during the break? Wow, talk about putting on a show.
Ball at the 4-yard line, and Bubba Nettles is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 4. Renegades got quite a ways to go.
Man.
But remember, they do. Renegades are also going to get the kickoff into the second half, and hopefully we can get this clock moving, Kenny, in that second half.
I think we're not the only people thinking that. I think Orange Coast is thinking that too after that last play.
Statler, he's going to be up the sideline. Statler is going to continue on his feet, and he finally slides down. Turf Monster got him at the 49.
Man, talk about surprising the masses. Statler said, watch me go for 100 today, guys. I mean, hey, if he can't get the opportunity to throw a bunch of balls, he's doing the best he can.
45-yard run, but now we've got a holding penalty. It's going to come back.
Wow. I bet he still uses that for his
recruiting tape.
Though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Malachi is definitely using that one. I mean, I've always said he's a deceptive runner. we've watched him, his whole career
Right.
do that just to extend plays. It's just the offenses that he's been in, he hasn't had the opportunity to really highlight his feet. Gotta love what coaches are doing to cater to the success of their players.
So from the spot of the foul, brings it back to the 9-yard line. Second down, gives it to Nettles. Nettles gets it past the 15-yard line and a first down for the Renegades. Renegades just absolutely dominating the line of scrimmage. 18 first downs in the first half alone. We still got a minute to play.
I'll tell you what can help you as you near the last couple of games in the season is putting up big numbers.
Statler, pump fakes again. Now he's going to look up, and he's got Dylan Johnson. Johnson at the 50, steps out of bounds. Clock is going to stop with 37 seconds left at the 44-yard line. So the Renegades might have a chance of putting 40 up, but we do got flags on the BC side of the field.
Yeah, hopefully it's some alignment stuff on the defense.
Yeah, because that is about 50 yards away from where the play is taking place.
Yeah, with those pump fakes, those pump and goes, you're usually going to get some holding or illegal contact.
And the sticks are moving.
The next level. But how about Johnson? We haven't talked about Johnson today. We did during pregame.
Don't call him Dylan.
As excited as we are about him establishing himself as the number one receiver for this Renegade football team, other than the backside of the backfield, he's been the one consistent in the passing game. So kudos to Johnson.
Statler, sidearm pass out to Ben Spears. And Spears is going to get dropped for about a loss of 1 to the 45, and Renegades are going to call a timeout. And if you're Orange Coast and you see you're down 35 to nothing, 19 seconds to play, and the Renegades call a timeout, I'm not going to be the happiest dude around.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely adding salt to the wounds because you're just hoping to get out of here. And they just saying, hey, we're still executing. And I like it. From a standpoint of your coaching, you're still teaching. These are teaching moments for young offensive players who are getting an opportunity right now. So with 19 seconds left to play in this first half, Renegades will have it at the 45-yard line with a 2nd and 11. Some beautiful pregame show. That was nice. Shout out to Dr. Julian Wilson, Coast to Coast, the host with the most. Just came back from Atlanta doing some amazing film work for our nation's heroes.
How was it in Atlanta, Jules? Wet. Rainy. Dreary. It's the South. Okay, copy that. Ball at the 45, 2nd and 11. Statler under pressure, and he just gets bowled over on backside pressure. Number 4, A.J. Leonard picks up a sack. And it looks like Renegades might just let this clock run out. They're not calling timeout. And they're going to walk off the sideline. So that'll do it for the first half. Renegades up 35-0 on the Orange Coast Pirates. We'll come back here with a little bit of halftime coverage right here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on the BC Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, Bakersfield College Renegade football fans. This is Rob Chavez alongside of the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin, Julian Wilson at the controls. We also got Steven Sparky Nicholas, host of the Early Bird Special.
Hands up.
Downtown at the KERN studios. We are joining you on AM 1180 and 96.1 FM and also streaming on the Bakersfield College Athletics YouTube channel. The Renegades have a big 35-0 lead over the Pirates. Kind of what we expected that the Renegades would do if they stuck to their game plan, and they pretty much did that in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love the effort and energy. It's a carryover from the previous week. You know, I'm excited for the guys that have been getting the opportunity to play that haven't all year. I think that's the coolest thing in these moments is seeing the guys that have worked their tails off and haven't given up on the team in the process, having a chance to hear their name called. I think that's my biggest takeaway from the first half. You know, because the first quarter, you know, our guys, Big Journey and Bubba Nettles dominated. But then you start seeing other people get some action. You got the touchdown catch by Spears. You got Statler running like he's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, but just seeing some different aspects of the team. And I'll tell you what, I know we were told to not talk about postseason play because it's a far stretch, but I've been around long enough to know that if you can put some games together where you're running off 60s and 70s on your way to a 5-5, possible 5-5 record, there could be some people that would be interested to see how you fare against some other teams that might be 7-3, 6-4, that are up on you and have a bowl game. How can we match up against some of those teams when we're playing our best football late in the season?
And I can tell you this, that not a whole lot of teams would want to see a Renegades team that it seemed to have figured it out as well, too. So, but I got to say, you know, kudos to all the fans that we have here today. I know, again, also kudos to our interim AD, Ayanna Tweedy, for making these games free this year as we celebrate the 70th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. We've got a good turnout. A little bit earlier, we were looking out there like, I don't know, a little bit sparse. You know, there's a lot of things going on the weekend. Dia de los Muertos happening this weekend. The Dodgers are underway in the World Series. There's a lot of things that they could be watching right now, but they showed up for sophomore night. So this is awesome. And, you know, in the future, even if it's not this year, we keep turning out like this, Renegades might get back to hosting bowl games like in the old days of the Potato Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, in this team coming into the year, had we had a plan that we seem to be putting into play right now, we could be in a totally different situation. But I love the fact that it's happening now for this team. And for Coach Thompson, man, we talked about meeting his dad during pregame. A lot of stress goes into taking a job like this at a historic institution. I think he's handled it great based on the fact that it wasn't easy coming in, but he's solidifying why he got the job now at this point, getting players to believe in him and continue to play at a high level.
Yeah, again, just an overall, again, you look at you said it, you'll look at the record, and you know the first thing that jumps out, 3-5, 2 games under 500. They win today, which looks like they're on the way to do. Go 4-5 with an opportunity to make it an even 500 season next year against Canyons. But
Next week.
Just like what we talked about, you know, Coach Thompson and I, you know, he's got a lot going on. He's navigating, you know, a coaching staff that's been around for a little while. He's got some guys that are coming in new as far as new Renegades like Ian Jernigan, trying to figure out where he's going to put those guys. Got a quarterback controversy towards the beginning of the year, but you had a great defense, and that's really what they've been hanging their hat on. And on top of that, he moved at the beginning of the year. He's got young kids.
Right. And on top of that, he's shaking hands and kissing babies. Sometimes you don't even have chance to really focus on the X's and O's because you got to go and shake the hands of these people who you probably wouldn't talk to on a regular basis. And I'm saying that from a standpoint of football coaches, and I'm saying this from my example, and my coach Chudy, who was over there. We're not real very friendly and talkative guys when we're going through the motion of the season. We're trying to focus on the work. And we're hard to be around. You know what I mean? We're very hard to be around as as coaches, and sometimes that can be taken the wrong way, especially for a head guy. It appears that you're not friendly when really you're just focused. And so now that he's had some room and some time to get all of that stuff out of the way, the Jockey Club appearances and news people coming up for interviews, all that kind of stuff is out of the way, he's settling down and finding a way to lead.
No, it's great, and I think there's a lot of big things to come for this program, and the Renegades are finishing on good terms right now, especially with a 35-0 lead. 19 first downs in the first half, only 5 for the Pirates. Renegades have only had on offense, they've only had 2 third downs, and they've converted on both of those, and they've held Orange Coast to only 2 of 7 from third down. Overall total yards, and this is going to jump right off, 336 total yards of offense for the Renegades, 217 on the ground. So they're already ahead of the pace of what they were last week when they ran for 400 even. Ian Jernigan already at 134 yards, averaging 10.3 a carry with 2 touchdowns. Nettles, 8 carries, 75 yards, just under 10 yards a carry with a touchdown himself. Malachi Statler has come in backup duty. He's rushed for a touchdown as well, too. And then, of course, you had just what you were saying on defense, big interception for Songbe Ginyu. It was a one-hander, and it was pretty.
One hand on you.
So we've got a lot more halftime coverage to come up. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back with some coverage of other sports here on campus, and get to the kickoff of the second half. This is Bakersfield College Renegades football, brought to you by Carpet Outlet Plus.
Every
Kenny.
day's a sale day.
Pepsi, Luigi's, Hockey Denton, Palmquist, Golden Empire Youth Football, Barbara Trooper, King Dill Hoffman, and the Bakersfield, California. We'll be right back after this break. All right, good afternoon once again. We are back with some halftime coverage of Renegade Athletics. Rob Chavez and Kenny Calvin rocking out to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's my frat brothers right there.
Yeah, they play so beautiful, don't you agree? We wanted to make sure that we highlighted some other sports on campus here. Again, we talked about it during the game, but men's basketball opened up their home schedule against Saracoso and won 83-76 at the rack. Women's hoops was down in Riverside and beat LA Harbor 80-71. This after beating host Riverside 67-46 yesterday. So fantastic job to the ladies. Men's soccer beat Antelope Valley on at AV's pitch 2-1. Women's soccer tied Antelope Valley 1-1, and ladies volleyball fell to Antelope Valley 3-2 yesterday. On Wednesday, volleyball also fell in straight sets 3-0 to Canyons down in Santa Clarita. Men's soccer 3-1 win against Citrus down south, and women's soccer was here against Canyons. They got a 1-0 win over Canyons. Women's golf was down at the WSC Finals in, looks like it was down south as well, too. That was on Monday. We've got a big week of events here as well, too. Men's and women's soccer are going to be wrapping up their regular season in a couple of weeks. They've got Glendale. Women have Glendale and Canyons
Shout
on
out to
Tuesday
Coach
the
Linares.
4th. That's right. We've seen him downstairs. Men's basketball at Barstow. Women at Gavilan. We've also got women's volleyball at Glendale on Wednesday. Men's wrestling going to be in a tournament against Lemoore. And finally, women's cross country is going to be at the SoCal Championships on Friday the 7th. Men's cross country, SoCal Championships as well, joining them. Men's soccer has Santa Monica here next Friday at 12:30. So come out to the pitch here. Women's are going to follow them up at 3 o'clock right here at the home pitch. And women's volleyball against Citrus at the rack. Kenny, we're going to have to get out here to the rack.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I was going to come early today, but based on the pregame show, we had
little obligations.
Responsibility to go over there and support them, which was fun, too. Shout out to the guys, VP and Tom. It definitely was fun for the kids. Had the Golden Empire Youth Football Cardinals out there. So that's why we weren't able to get to the rack, but we'll definitely be there. Hopefully we can cover some games, and let us have some fun. I mean, even if we gotta do a 3-man table, let us have some 3-man table a couple of times, man.
Yeah, we do something. Get something going, and got to give it up again to men's soccer 10-4-4 overall. They're at the top of their conference. Women's soccer looks like they're in the 3 spot. Overall, 8-7-3, and in conference 5-3-3. Soccer is on a roll right now.
Oh yeah, shout out to Coach Byron Martinez too. Love to see our programs succeeding across the board. I just wish that we could cover more of them with live stream, because we've been asked.
Yeah,
a lot of these coaches come up to us and ask why aren't we able to cover those sports like we cover football too. So we're hoping that Miss Tweedy and the powers that be can allow us to do that as we approach the spring.
And again, we do have some athletes of the week. Alexandra Watts from women's volleyball was the athlete of the week. And, of course, Richard Gooden with 2 pick sixes was the male athlete of the week here at Bakersfield College. Renegades are finally going to see a kickoff. Kick to them.
Wow.
They started the game kicking off to Orange Coast. Orange Coast has not put up anything on the board. 35-0 as we're going to get started here for the second half.
Going back to Richard Gooding, he's had a couple of games where he's been the best player on the defense. And one of the things that was said about him in the pregame show kind of wasn't accurate, because they said that we haven't heard a lot about him. Well, when you play corner and you're playing it well, you're not going to hear your name a lot, because people aren't throwing it to your side when they know you've had 2 picks to the house. And now he's done it again. He's another person that could be an All-American at the end of the season.
So we got Dejon Shanks right up the middle. He's going to get about 34 yards on that return. Now, again, that's you talk about Richard Gooden being, having a chance to be an All-American, All-State player, one of those guys that we've seen on the defensive side in the past few years that have gotten those kind of honors. We'll bring it back to Aaron Martinez last year, Will Cannavolive, and even Logan Bowers, who is down at Orange. Cal Lou doing a bang-up job for the purple and gold down there. He took a redshirt year. He's going to have one more year after this.
Renegade with the reverse.
Amarius Rowell has a block. He's going to be up the sideline.
One man to beat.
He's going to cut back. He's ready for the end zone. Touchdown, Renegade.
That's one of my nephews. Boom! Amarius Rowell doing it in the style of his big brother, former legend himself. Gotta love it.
Big run right there for Amarius Rowell, and that will go down as a rush right there. Renegades are going to be well over 300 yards in this third quarter alone.
I mean, Amarius Rowell is another guy that didn't get a lot of opportunities, but waited for his number to be called. And I got to tell you, his dad, Andre Rowell, was a former East High Blade receiver as well. That's where all the juice comes from. Sorry, moms, but you were a South High basketball legend too. You got the wiggles, but the speed come from Pops.
And another extra point for Carter Colsar. And again, we're looking at this replay here from Amarius Rowell. Picked up a good block right here from Dylan Fowler, and then he cuts back on the rest of the field, gets it up past the 10, and it was done after that. He had a whole caravan of Renegades alongside of him.
And that's what you love to see at this juncture of the season. First play of the half, team touchdown based on the fact that you got guys blocking 30 to 40 yards down the field. That was beautiful.
Big play right there, and that'll get this half going off to a very good start for the Renegades, who are really trying to put this well into the record books as a W here to finish off the home season. So you got Carter Colsar kicking off. And one guy that you see out there, the first guy that's going to be down there is Aiden Moreno, number 7, because he had to sit out the first half. The tackle is going to be made. Once again, a third special teams tackle for Ben Spears.
Yeah, you got to be excited for Spears, of course, but like you said, for Moreno, he just actually had his opportunity that he's been waiting on all night during his sophomore night, because he missed the whole first half based on that
penalty
and targeting call that we didn't really think was targeting, but you understand from a safety standpoint for the players.
So during that punt, we had a personal foul against the Renegades as we got the lights coming on here at the Palace on Panorama as we're getting to golden hour. And again, Kenny, next week around this time, it's going to be a little darker. We're going to gain an hour tonight.
Oh, wow, I forgot. But, hey, how about the performance of this Renegade team? First play out of the second half, getting to play like that to a young man in Rao who hasn't had a lot of opportunities. That was beautiful.
You get a guy like Ryan Simmons on the sideline who's hurt this week, and he's thinking, oh, man, I missed my shot. Osorio, the carrier.
And it goes back to the point that we made earlier. The names that we haven't heard a lot, you're seeing the productivity and the energy level from them getting their opportunities. Let's see if we can get some of that on the defensive side of the ball. Let's see if we can get some scores generated by a backup. Who wants to be that guy to get his name in the paper as a reserve?
Drew Underwood with that last tackle. That's number 4 for him today. Orange Coast out of the shotgun.
That was movement.
Ball
we got a
tipped
ball
up in the air, and that is nearly intercepted. Miles Poole reacted just a little bit late, but Grayson Rogers was able to get a hand on it. Man.
Wow, amazing job. We talked about getting your hands up when you can't get back there. We almost paid the Pirates back. They got one earlier like that. We almost got our own. 3rd and 7 for the Pirates. They've struggled offensively.
Titan Tom downstairs announced it just a few seconds ago. The Game 7 of the World Series is going into the 3rd inning. No score. Excuse me, bottom of the 2nd. No score. It looks like we had movement. Yeah, there was movement.
It was movement on the last play as well, partner.
So it's going to be a penalty against Orange Coast. I predicted 8-2 Dodgers in the pregame show. I'm wishful thinking from this Dodger fan right here. We haven't scored more than 6, and it took us 18 innings to score 6 one game. But hopefully the Dodgers are going to be able to find a way to put this away, be back-to-back champs for the first time in the major leagues in 25 years.
Yeah, and, it's just a lot of family memories for me when it comes to Dodger playoffs because growing up with my grandma,
oh, yeah,
who spent a lot of her adulthood, my mom being born in L.A., they are huge Dodger fans.
A lot of Dodger fans, probably on both sides. Orange Coast as well, too, as we've got the pass is behind the receiver. Walker Mino gave number 5, Grady Chancellor, something to think about next time he runs over the middle.
Yeah, and the offensive lineman is like, hey, man, what's up with that?
Again, Walker Mino out of Shafter. And, again, kudos to Shafter Generals for finishing off the big rivalry game yesterday against Wasco. Both of those communities basically just shut down. And I can guarantee you, and, again, no discrediting this crowd here. We got a nice, decent crowd here. There was probably definitely more at that Wasco Shafter game than there are here today.
Traditional battle. Shout out to my man Chris Dozier, father of Tyson Dozier, former Shafter General who's playing at Tabor. But that rivalry is so funny. My wife's from Wasco, but they genuinely hate each other.
They do not like each other. No, I mean, they bring in extra security and measures. I mean, there's getting out of that stadium. I've been to that game once, and getting out of that stadium after the game is almost like getting out of a pro stadium as well, too. I mean, you don't get back to Highway 46 for a little while if you're in Wasco, and if you're in Shafter, good luck getting out of there on Lerdo Highway.
Oh yeah, it's tough. But you love seeing those kind of programs, do well. I mean, also shout out to Bakersfield Christian High School. They've had a phenomenal season.
10-0.
Shout out to the Drillers that earned their bye week in the playoff standings from some great play and finishing.
Tyler Lewis with a fair catch. Yeah, and, again, just a really good league, with those two on top. And, BHS is not going to be in that league anymore next year, Kenny. You're going to move up to the big boy league with the River folks.
And I think it's appropriate now that the balance of power has been very evident in how these games have been played. You even go back to the Garces BCHS, or who was it this week?
Garces BCHS, right. Yeah, they won't be playing in that anymore.
Right. But it was a very closely contested game for a little while.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was at that game. I left when it was 31-30 Garces late in the third quarter, and they got a punt return. BCHS got a punt return to go up 38-30, and they didn't look back. After that, got a couple more touchdowns, and it was all over. Mike Smith, the second, with a couple of touchdowns.
Speaking of some kudos to the North High Stars. First league championship in 30 years for Coach Levinson.
And I can remember that team that they had 30 years ago. It was the same year that the Blades broke their 20-year drought of getting into the playoffs back in 1995. Pass by Woods. Woods has himself another completion to Shanks, and Shanks is going to pick up a first down. So we're now 6 completions away for Carson Woods to become the all-time pass completions leader here at Bakersfield College.
Wow, that's a huge accomplishment. You
Think
definitely
about
wish
all
you would
those
have came
quarterbacks.
with some victories attached to it, but definitely well-deserved if he can get it. Pretty sure he will.
So the Renegades up to the Pirate 47-yard line after that 15-yard pickup for Shanks. Hand the ball off to Nettles. Nettles going to try to get outside, and he does. He's able to pick up about 3 yards down to the 44. So it'll be 2nd and 7.
And you like it from a standpoint of now that we have the game well in hand, you want to let the fraternal – hold on,
let's hear what fools means.
I found out what the fools mean, ladies and gentlemen. So it's the fraternal order of offensive linemen succeeding, not fat old linemen like I thought. So shout out to my teammate, Coach Castro, and the fools.
Nettles up the middle, and he's going to roll for about 5 more yards to the 39. 3rd and 2 now.
And Rob, I'm glad we finally got the acronym.
Yeah, we're just calling them fools. And
and people probably were saying, "Man, these dudes so unprofessional, saying fool all on the radio." That is the name of our offensive linemen's fraternity.
And the higher their socks, the more successful they are.
They've definitely earned a fair standing of having a organization, how they've been blocking. 3rd and 3.
Nettles, once again, he's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. So this will bring up a 4th down. Renegades up.
And if you're the Gauge, you're going to go for this because you're in no man's land. It's not like you're trying to rub it in on a team. It's just too far to kick a field goal. So you would traditionally go for this. And what are you calling right here, Renegade Rob? Let's see, I formation.
We're going I formation.
This
is a jumbo package. He brought 97 in as well, too, as you got Nettles. And, of course, he's going to get the 1st down in another yard down to the 36. Yeah, power. We don't have a name for number 97 down there.
A.J. Leonard.
But either way, we had a big package lined up out there. They're going to have the same with Morse. That's Damo lined up as the fullback in the I formation. They pitch it out to Nettles. Nettles breaks the first tackle. And like you said, usually the first guy does not bring him down.
You do not see the first guy tackle him. I mean, it's just something that you have to wonder why he never got the ball as much, because he's one of those guys you can't tackle him one-on-one.
He's a load. He's the epitome of what defensive coaches call loads.
Man, we used to have to practice against Mike Gray, and I keep going back to Mike Gray because he ended up getting a scholarship to Fresno State after he left us. But I used to hate having to tackle Mike Gray in practice.
I'll talk about another guy, too, that was a load as well. As we look back at games played on this date, as Bubba Nettles goes up the middle once again. It picks up a 1st down and a lot more down to the 19-yard line. But on this day, November 1st, 2003, Kenny, Renegades picked up a big win, 49-13 over Pierce.
I was still in Louisiana.
But remember this name, Ricky Harrod.
Ricky Harrod, yeah, that's our guy.
3 touchdowns on the day for Ricky back 22 years ago. As Woods' pass is incomplete, intended for Alexander on 1st down. But Ricky Harrod had 3 TDs. But Coach Grider went on to say after the game, your former coach, Coach Grider, he was very disappointed in a 49-13 win. Why? 150 yards and penalties.
Yep, and that was Coach Grider's last season in 2003. I was still in LSU as a grad assistant, and that offseason I get a phone call from Coach Jeff Chudy saying he got the job. And Ricky Harrod ended up being on that 2004 team, which was my first year as a Renegade coach.
Nettles once again knifes through this Orange Coast defense and gets down to the 7-yard line. 1st and goal for the Renegades with 8.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
So we talk about amazing Renegade rushers. Let's talk about the list. The number 1 all-time leader, Shafter General.
Absolutely.
David Deacon Turner, NFL GOAT.
Bengal.
3,000 yards.
Back when the Bengals didn't have stripes on their helmets.
Who's number 2 on that list? Michael Gray, my running back I was telling you
Your
about.
guy.
Somebody that's listened to the games like, who you talking about, man? I'm talking about the dude that had 2,600 yards rushing and averaged 7 yards a carry. But get this, he had 44 touchdowns.
And here goes another guy with his third touchdown of the game, Ian Jernigan. Touchdown, Renegades.
Boom, 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 boom. Ian Jernigan, big journey, solidifying his place in Renegade lore based on how he approaches every carry. He doesn't have the flashy numbers that a lot of these guys that I just mentioned has, but when you start busting out those highlight plays, you're going to see some of the greatest plays in Renegade history from Big Journey.
15 carries, almost 150 yards as Carlos Villa's back in there to put in his 31st extra point of the season.
All-American.
Ian Jernigan, only 10.1 yards per carry so far today.
Man, I'm telling you, we're talking about the legacy of Renegade running backs. That's what's so great about having this conversation. You got David Deacon Turner at 1, Michael Gray at 2, Bruce Friesen, who was our back in 07 and 08, was an amazing guy. He's at number 3. George Jones at number 4. You wonder who that is. He's the Hall of Famer that broke all of O.J. Simpson's records. Yes, that guy. He was my team captain. Behind him, J.R. Rogers, one of my former running backs.
J.R. Rogers. He, again, another guy who was a load.
Explosive, too, out of North Carolina. So, seeing these guys have an opportunity to play running back at this level when we have that historic list, I'm proud of these guys, too.
And, hey, I was even talking about guys that I had the opportunity to see over at East High in Andre Smith, Leandre Matthews, both of those guys that were here. And I know you were here when Andre was here.
Well, Leandre Matthews, I coached.
Oh, right.
And Andre Smith.
Number 80, Zane Prater, is headed out of bounds at the 33.
I wasn't here in a coaching capacity with Andre Smith, but he is my cousin.
Shout out to Andre. He's up in Wasco. I wonder if he's actually on a shift right now at Wasco State Prison.
Yeah, he's an amazing young man, and it highlights the efforts of our Renegades in the world. Beautiful.
That's a guy. I also had a guy, Rob Thomas, out of Las Vegas, who was here between 99 and 01. Guy that was here when I was playing baseball, and he was always in the weight room.
All right, trips open set. It's a lot of football left to be played.
Tons of footballs. We've got just under 8 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Right.
You got to think if they pad on another touchdown here with 49-0, hopefully in the fourth quarter they get that clock moving, Kenny.
I mean, you got to wonder because in the high school realm, once it hits 35, that's usually when you see that running clock. But at this collegiate level, we haven't seen the running clock, and that's something that's going to work against the favor of Orange Coast because they're taking a beating. 2nd and 10.
Turney out of the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Osorio. Osorio right up the middle. I got to give credit to Osorio. He's been banged around all day today, and he still continues to run north and south into the teeth of this defense.
Yeah, you got to admire the heart of guys that can continue to get back up when they're getting their teeth kicked in. Those are the kind of guys you don't want to catch in the alley one-on-one. It's gonna be a long night, but you gotta admire the strength and determination of a guy continuing to run into the teeth of that defense. 3rd and 6.
Tierney out of the shotgun, gets the ball out into the flats. It's gonna be a first down. Aiden Moreno is gonna get his first tackle of the game. Brings down Zane Prater.
Yeah, excited for Moreno to get an opportunity in his sophomore night.
And how about this? And this is something we're going to have to go back to the archives with. I'm sure you remember, and I remember this guy's name, Jadron London.
I do.
1997, this day 28 years ago on November 1st, a 59-6 win versus L.A. Pierce. They just kicked the teeth in on L.A. Pierce every November 1st back then. Jadron passed the 1,000-yard mark in his career on
Oh!
this game. Oh, nearly sacked, and now he finally does go down. Big sack for Miles Poole right there, the sack leader on this team.
Great effort off both sides of the defensive line. That ball was almost taken out of the hands of the QB. Did a great job bringing it back down, but just a great effort on the chase down by Poole.
Second down from the 35-yard line.
And again, shout out to the archives department here at Bakersfield College. They continue to keep all the Renegade RIP articles from all the way back to the 50s, Kenny.
Yeah, it's a beautiful setting when they put out that display table.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Walker Mino had a shot right there, and he wasn't able to come up with it. He got sidestepped, but Drew Underwood finished it up as Tierney gets it up to the 47-yard line. Walker Mino had this guy in his sights, and he just sidestepped him.
Yeah, Mino's been licking his chops for one of those big hits. He had a couple last week. And we've been told he's the guy you don't want tackling you. Every team has one of those guys. My guy on my team in my driller days, Willie Nichols, hated having this dude try to tackle you during practice, man.
Again, you brought up we brought up another guy as we were off air, Joey Mayo.
Joey Mayo was one of the guys here.
Oh, pass tip by Miles Poole. Miles probably could have just tipped that to himself.
So a little fun history on my teammate Joey Mayo. Know who doesn't like him tackling him in practice? Tim Couch.
Oh,
the
right.
Cleveland Browns quarterback is the reason why Joey Mayo was released from the team, because Joey, during the practice,
because he was a practice squad guy, right?
Blindsides Tim Couch and hurts him, and he's released within the week.
Joey, different guy from North High.
That's just a madman. He's like, I don't care if it's just, I'm on P squad. I'm trying to show y'all what I can do. Bam!
Yep. And again, had he played just maybe a couple of years later on that 95 team, because he was a 94 grad with you, correct?
Yeah.
Had he been on that 95 team?
He was on the 95 team with me.
With your team,
yeah,
but
on
that North team,
yeah.
Because remember, back a couple years before that, it was just the SYL. It was not the SEYL or the SWYL, which they won in Centennial's first year in that league.
Yep. Golden Hawks had a rough year under Coach Starrett, but they had a lot of injuries that they had to deal with.
So here we go. Ball handed off to Nettles. Nettles spins, gets past the 20-yard line. Picks up about 7 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 3 from the 22.
Nettles should be right at 100 yards right now as well.
Looks like Nettles is at 119.
Wow. I mean, so for
and 141 for Jernigan. You got an opportunity for both of these running backs to go over 150 on the day in the same game.
Gotta love it. Just like we love these sunsets, and this will be our last sunset of the regular season.
Statler, quarterback keeper.
Wow.
And again, he plows his way up to a first down right there, and he flips the ball towards number 33 there, Samuel Griffin.
And I want to say that carry right there may have Statler at about 80 yards rushing.
It's like Statler was at, they were discrediting him for some sack yardage.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
that
too.
Not too sure if that's going to factor into this, but he was at negative 13 yards before that run. So,
yeah,
get the ball to Nettles, and Nettles gets dropped down. And remember, he had that big run, but was called back for the holding.
That's why it didn't count. Yeah, he had that 40-yarder that didn't count.
So now he's in plus territory with that 21-yard run. He's got 8 yards on the game. Overall, the Renegades at 362 yards rushing, only 38 yards away from where they were at last week. Now you got 2nd and 10. Rowell split left. And they hand the ball to Lucero.
Lucero getting loose.
Lucero still on his feet. Lucero plowing his way past the 30-yard line. Big run for Isaiah Lucero.
Man, we've been waiting on our guys to get an opportunity, and there it has. As Lucero gets an opportunity. Wow.
Yeah, Lucero just bounced outside, was able to follow his block. Lead block out there was Jack Kasinger, and he's finally brought down inside the 30-yard line. Big-time run right there for Isaiah Lucero. 28 yards.
We were waiting on which running back was going to get that opportunity, and Lucero's a guy who's definitely earned it based on his efforts on kickoff all year.
And there he is once again. Picks up 2 yards. And you hear all those guys on the sideline hooting and hollering, yelling out Lucero. Remember, there's always that one guy that you're cheering for, right?
Man, you got to love it, and that's what you love about putting up goose eggs, because you get the opportunities to your guys that have been salivating for it. As my Cardinal guys leave the Dameron deck, shout out to my Cardinals, Golden Empire Youth Football in the house.
2nd and 8. Statler fakes the handoff.
Oh, he
looks upfield, and his pass is going to be complete inside the 5-yard line. Good touchdown saving tackle right there for number 27, Julian Pilgrim.
You got to love the pass as it's put on the mark.
Yeah, Ben Spears was able to find that soft spot in the defense. And he got his black shirt ripped out from underneath his pads.
I mean, hey, how about Spears, though? He's a guy that's had some opportunities taken away from him due to some drops early in the season that we talked about, but you got to love his mentality coming back in. That was a tough catch between the safety and the corner right there. You know you're going to get hit, too.
Statler fakes the pitch. He's going to look up, and he's going to be
Walking
into the
in.
end zone
Oh!
for the touchdown.
Come on! You say you gotta love it. I didn't give a boom. I gave a that time.
Josiah Meggs, the DB, thought that Statler was just going to gingerly walk in there. He came up to him, and he gave him a forearm shiver right there.
Hey, because he was coming with mean intentions, too, as the DB. You thought you were just about to try to do something dirty, and you got smacked. Amazing job finishing the run by Statler.
And here comes Carlos Villa on to attempt to make his 32nd extra point of the season, and it is good. 56-0. Renegades up with 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Let's get this clock moving. Let's go watch some Dodger baseball.
56 seconds left in the quarter, 56-0. Got to shout out the big 56 in the sky, Jerome Simpkins. I know he liking that in the heavens. Wow.
Still got no score in Toronto. And the Blue Jays are batting in the bottom of the third. We've got nobody out, top of the lineup for the Blue Jays. And George Springer has a nice little base hit to Kike Hernandez out in left field. And Shohei Ohtani might be coming out of the game here pretty soon.
So this week, also want to make sure and highlight something that's really a sad experience. We have the funeral for Justin Jones, November the 6th. I'll have details for any of my former Renegade teammates. Just contact me on Facebook if you want to come and celebrate our former 1995 Potato Bowl champion,
Viking legend,
West High Viking Justin Jones.
The ball is going to be taken at the 8-yard line. And that looks like that's Prater. Excuse me, no, that's number 10, Tegan Rumley.
Wow, how about the finished run, though, by Statler, man? He walks in, and
lowers
that
the
DB
boom.
just thought he was about to come get a freebie and got embarrassed. That was nice. As we see the jet.
Yeah, right here is where he walked it in. Boom! Malachi. Wow. And again, that's a little bit of a different that's what he does. That's not a Carson Woods type of move right there. You got two totally different quarterbacks, but they both can be winners, as we've seen over the last couple of seasons.
That's his second touchdown of the game.
Yes, it is.
On the ground.
Tierney hands the ball off to Osorio. Osorio's trying to spin out of it, but he is not going to go anywhere.
Man,
maybe picks up a
job.
yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9. Xander Polito.
You also had number 18 in on that tackle as well. And Walker Minor, he's playing with some high-level energy. All those guys out of Shafter play.
And they play inspired football.
Inspired.
Gerald Perucci, head coach out there, big inspiration for those guys. So you can pass out in the flats and it's tipped up. Oh, Tyler Lewis was looking for a pick six on sophomore night right there.
Oh, man. Dangerous pass out to the flat, but just a great drop by Lewis. That would have been his second interception.
And just as I was about to say that Otani was having to come out of the game, he gives up a 3-run home run. The Blue Jays have taken a 3-0 lead in Toronto. Bo Bichette finds it disrespectful that they don't want to pitch to Vlad Guerrero, and they get it to Bo Bichette.
Wow.
He's able to hit the home run. First home run for the Blue Jays in a few games. As we get a pass out into the flat, and Walker Minor was right there in coverage, so it'll bring up 4th down for the Pirates.
Yeah, and you can see the body language of the Pirates as they walk to the sideline. Just haven't been able to get anything going offensively. And now is a point in the game where you got to start thinking, why are you still passing it? You probably want to try to run it and minimize the damage and get yourselves out of here. But now you're kicking it back to a dangerous young man at the 44-yard line.
So 5 seconds remaining. This is probably going to be the final play of the quarter as Tyler Lewis is going to take
Still
it.
on his feet.
Bounced off of a couple of guys. He's able to
deliver some
run
punishment.
over a couple of guys along the way, and he gets to the 35-yard line. That'll be it for the third quarter. The Renegades up big 56-0 over the Orange Coast Pirates. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Fourth quarter action. Carson Woods in the game. He's going to hand the ball off to Jaheim Alexander. Alexander doing his best impression of a running back right there. And that best impression, not a really good one. Loses 5 yards. This is where on the sideline you're just saying, hey, coach, I could probably run the rock.
Well, you know, with 14:36 left to play, it's definitely an opportunity to give some guys their flowers. And we'll see that offensively. Rocket screen outside.
They get it to Kasinger. And Kasinger picks up that 5 yards that Alexander lost on that last run, but that was a completion. So now Carson Woods 5 completions away.
Wow.
And one guy that you want to see, you're going to want to shout out. He's wearing number 84. He's gotten into the game. Driller boy, Isaac Cuellar.
Big Cuellar.
There he is, split out right, along with Kasinger. Woods out of the shotgun. Hands the ball off to Alexander. Alexander's going to go nowhere. maybe picks up a yard, so it'll be 4th and 9.
Yep, that's
And now,
15.
Yeah, we've got to have 15-yard penalty right
headbutt.
there. Wow, that is an incredibly immature penalty right there. You had a 4th and 9 coming up, and 27 is going to get yanked out immediately, and that's our guy Joseph Pilgrim. He might not be able to see the field for the rest of the year.
I mean, it's embarrassing from a coaching standpoint because you're finally playing pretty tough defensively. You get a few run stops, and then another dead ball, unsportsmanlike. This is the reason why coaches have gray hair or no hair at all. Well, you got guys doing stuff like that when you're trailing 56-0.
So first down, what would have been a 4th and 9, is now 1st and 10 from the 19 for the Renegades. Renegades are looking to put 60 on the board against the Pirates.
Shotgun spread set for Woods.
He hands it to Alexander, and Alexander just goes absolutely nowhere. Mike Lozano, big tackle out there. Another drop of 5 yards to the 25. I don't know if this Alexander experiment is working, Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, and the Pirates are loading the box. You got to love the effort and energy that some of the guys are playing with on the Pirates defense between the whistles. That's the good stuff. The bad stuff is the stuff that they're doing after the whistle that's costing them. But you got to love them wanting to compete and continue no matter what is on the scoreboard. Huge loss, 2nd and 16.
Fakes the handoff to
he got
Alexander. Woods, pass, incomplete. It was Cuellar that was in the area. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15. And again, all Woods needs is 5 more completions this season to pass up. Thomas Peregrine is having the most completions in Renegades history.
Man, Thomas Peregrine was such a special player. He ended up going to a school in Michigan after he left here. Led us to some championships. One of my first Renegade championships as a coach came off the arm of Peregrine.
Oh, Alexander with the carry. Picks up a yard down to the 24, and now we might see – we're going to see some a field goal unit come out there. Maybe Carter Colsar, the big leg from Tehachapi.
Oh, they're leaving that offense out.
I hear field goal.
Oh, there they go.
And here comes Carlos Villa out.
All right, Carlos, let's see what you got.
Looks like this is going to be a 41-yard attempt right here, Kenny.
I like it.
So from right hash, Carson Woods out to hold.
What's interesting, too, he's a lefty.
Big kick. It is up, and it's good. Carlos Villa from 41 yards, his career long here at Bakersfield College. And again, there's tape right there for your All-American nomination.
Man, All-American campaign and a late boom for my boy Carlos Villa. Just so proud of him in the aspect of he wasn't the guy when he came into his career, but he'll leave his Renegade career as the man.
Just an amazing season for Carlos. And 32 extra points completed.
Man, who would have ever thought that my booms get lower as the games go on, man? I'm boomed out. We scored so much up here today, man.
59-0 with 11:53 to go. Yeah, Carlos came in tonight leading all scorers here with 47 points. He's added 5 extra points today and a field goal, so another 8, and he's up to 55 points so far this year.
Well, Titan Tom, touchdown Tom, we call him up here, said 49-0 was his prediction. Looks like it's going to get higher than that. It's at 59-0 now.
Colsar out to kick off for the Renegades. It's going to get taken at the 8. It's number 80, Prater.
Prater with a nice return out to the 33-yard line.
Tell you what, since that first mistake in which he brought it out from the end zone, only got it to the 14-yard line, he's been pretty good.
Got to admire his confidence. You can see why he was wanting to bring it out early. But now we're at a point, you know, as a defense, you want to make sure you're still keeping everything in front of you. As you subs and reserves come in, you want to make sure you keep that same energy level, because this goose egg is definitely something that you want to work hard for as a defense.
And again, you got some backups out there as well. So hopefully those guys are able to step up and make some plays here. Tierney out of the shotgun, looks up, and his pass is going to be complete. And that's to number 6, Marcus Royster.
They haven't had many opportunities down the field because they just haven't been able to protect.
Only the 7th first down of the game for the Pirates.
How many total yards do the Pirates have right now? I'm saying at about, I want to say probably about 120.
Oh, close, 142 after that last play.
Yeah, they've struggled offensively.
Yeah, 3.5 yards per play total. 89 yards passing, 53 yards on the ground. As now you got a new running back in. That is number 41, Taquarius Roshan is the running back out of Dwight D. Eisenhower, Alabama. A lot of Bammans down there.
That's a big-time school, too, down in the South.
Yeah, you had a chance to recruit down there.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in some scary towns, man. You know, driving in the South is not for the faint of heart.
Since we've got some action in the World Series, top of the 4th, and they got 2 runners on for the Dodgers, as you've got Tierney picking up another first down. Good run right there for the backup quarterback.
Nice decision to just pull it down and get up the hole as everybody was covered. Makes it a first.
Yeah, first down at the 40-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to play in the rest of the game. Again, next week is a noon kickoff, and we're going to be on Current News Talk AM 1180 and 96.1 FM. I'm probably going to miss the first quarter, Kenny. But, Kenny, you and either Steven or Chris probably going to be able to hold it down. I will be zooming in from Garces High School as we get a pitch out to Roshan. Roshan is going to get wrapped up for a loss of about 3 yards.
You know, what's fun?
Big hit right there.
What's fun about that, Rob, is, you know, we do such a great job together. But one thing about us, we've had to run the show by ourselves.
Right.
In many instances.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Garces water polo, girls water polo got the #1 seed in Division II. My daughter's one of the goalies on that team, and so their game is at 11. Usually will be done around 11:55. So as soon as that game is over, I will be headed over to the station.
Yep, so proud of her as well, though. You know, I cover a lot of water polo for our
you do for the
current high school district SAM units. And, you know, me being a former water sports guy, I always pick the water sports because I just love being by the pool, as it brings back the memories of where my greatness started. You know, my first true greatness was being one of the fastest 13-year-old swimmers in the country. And that's how I ended up being a Bakersfield High student, because the great Bill Humphrey was at my championships and said, "Hey, kid, where are you going to school?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Well, you're going to BHS."
Pass. Oh, nearly intercepted. Number 43, James Moon, had the opportunity to run it 55 yards back for a touchdown, but he dropped it.
He's never going to live that one down.
No, he will not. And he had his head hanging right there. He's going to be on punt unit.
Yep, and they're going to roast him in film session on Monday, too. He had that one right in the breadbasket.
Talon Samoski out to punt. He's had 9 punts already so far today.
This is might be his best one.
Oh, and a great bounce back. It's going to get down to the 9-yard line, maybe even the 8. Well, we're going to call it the 9, 1st and 10, but a great punt right there.
Hey, all night.
Samoski might be their best player.
All night, he's put some nice ones up. They may have not been very deep, but the height has kept the returns from being any
No kind of
aspect
return.
of the
Yeah,
game.
I mean, Tyler Lewis had a couple, but even then he had one big one called back because of a hold.
All right, so Renegades with 8:50 to play. It's be interesting to see who they bring in offensively in a reserve role at this juncture.
Statler. Looks like he's got Alexander and Lucero back there. Statler's going to keep it up the middle. He's going to bring it to the 14-yard line for a gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
You know, so proud of Statler handling his adversity, watching Woods get more of the shake. But again, when you're a team that's just trying to find itself, the stats and records don't mean a lot at this juncture of the season. You want to just try to finish on a good note. And this is a great note that the Renegades are closing out the regular season at home on.
Alexander with the carry. Finally gets some positive yardage right there up to the 18-yard line, 17-yard line, excuse me. We're going to have a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and right now the Renegades in the last 8 quarters of football are up 120 to 7.
That's big time right there.
Big time.
That's the team that we were hoping to see all year.
Man, you know, because we love doing this. We do it for free, even though we're blessed to not have to. We would do this for free.
Oh, and Malachi Statler with the keeper.
But it means more when you're winning games because we love covering games. We needed some extra games to cover.
Exactly. And speaking of those extra games, we get a chance to go out there with the Kern High Network a lot. Seen another Kern County All-Star, Austin Tapia, get out there.
Absolutely. Amazing Frontier Titan. They got a tough task ahead of them in the playoffs.
Ooh, do they? Started off with Clovis on the road.
Clovis people down there, they don't like us too much.
As we're going to have a timeout here for the Pirates as the Dodgers have loaded the bases with 1 out, and Teoscar Hernandez stepping to the plate.
All right, let's see if the home run champ can get something going. And there it goes.
And that's going to be enough. Oh, diving catch from
diving
Darton
catch.
Valshow, but it's going to score a run here for the Dodgers, so they're going to go down 3-1. But I'll tell you what, that was a risky move for Dalton Varsho. If that gets by the center fielder and it gets by him, all three runs are going to score and tie the game. That right there is incredibly risky.
Yeah, big-time play in the outfield.
Yeah, it was a line drive hit by Teoscar Hernandez. Again, Varsho is one of the better defensive center fielders out there in the major leagues. Doesn't have quite an arm, but, man, he was playing super deep. Was able to trap that. So 3-1 with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Max Scherzer still in the game for the Blue Jays. We've got under 7 minutes to play here at Memorial Stadium. Renegades up 59-0 over Orange Coast. Now you've got Tommy Edman up for the Dodgers. Had a double in his last game.
All right, but we got a punt with 6:54 to play.
Yes,
we
we
can't
do.
get through this fourth quarter fast enough.
It looks like we got, is that Grat or Aronson out there? That would be Aronson. Aronson, low kick.
In over in.
Prater takes it. He's going to get wrapped up immediately, and looks like that's Ben Spears with another. But Brock Wattenbarger went down a little lame right there. He's going to get up, just shaking up.
Yeah, how about the effort by Spears, man?
So
proud of
4 special teams tackles today.
Yep, I think, at this point, other than Villa, he might be my special teams player of the game so far, just based on his effort.
And an amazing diving catch to end the inning from Vlad Guerrero Jr. down the line. Otherwise, that is a run-scoring double for Tommy Edman. And I'll tell you what, these Toronto Blue Jays play some amazing defense. Speaking about a good defense, Renegades trying to keep that goose egg up on the board. Tierney's pass is incomplete. It was intended for Prater.
And those passes
Again,
have been bouncing off hands left and right, man. It looks like every one has potential to be taken back. 2nd and 10 for the Pirates with 6:39 to play in this fourth quarter. The Renegades up big, 59-0. Sounds like we got a couple of Toronto fans in the house.
It's either that or Dodger haters, Kenny.
Yep, there's a lot of those. Probably more of those.
So 2nd and 10. Tierney's pass incomplete.
You know, some amazing plays this season. We got one more game left, but tonight's play of the game, Sombe Ginyu with that one hand on you. That was so nice. I had some amazing plays. I didn't have no one hand Odell
Beckham style,
way,
yeah.
Oh, that was so nice. I can't wait to rewatch the Renegade broadcast on our YouTube.
And again, these are archived, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime you guys get a chance, you want to come back and listen to it. Maybe you're listening to it now on a replay. Always come back. And that's the great thing about our administration here this year, making the move over to YouTube, Kenny. It makes it so much easier for everybody to find our content.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, shout out to Interim Athletic Director Ayanna Tweedy.
She's on the road. Boss Lady's on the road this week.
Assistant Athletic Director Carly Flowers.
Carly.
Annalicia Kroonquist here leading the game management crew here.
Annalicia been on fire the second half of the season.
Got us some refreshments up here. Fed us today. So we got Tierney. Pass over the middle is going to be a first down for Orange Coast. It's going to be completed to Joseph Flanagan. You know, Flanagan came in today as the leading receiver in terms of touchdowns with 3, but hasn't gotten anything wide open today.
One thing our defense does is take away the number one. Like, that was my funnest job back in my day, is having to follow those guys around. But we definitely scheme to take away number ones.
Yeah.
Here.
Also, again, shout out to Todd Hansen getting us on the pregame show, making sure that we get the bills paid here as well, too, as you get a pass out and it's incomplete. Tierney was dropped on that by A.J. Snow.
Todd's done a fantastic job. It was beautiful to see the kids out there having fun with, a few more different props out there. Had the throw holes, quarterback holes, and the field goals. Definitely fun stuff.
Dr. J and the crew with Gio as well. Gio's down on the sideline. Gio's getting a lot of social media credit down there, too. Getting all those posts up. We're sharing them as much as we can. Tierney passing the flats, and a big hit right there by Jack Froelich out of Garces High.
Yeah, that was a nice job being disciplined and just waiting for that receiver to come out into your zone. Running back, I should say.
We got a 3rd and 10 after no gain.
This 4-down territory.
Now under 5 minutes to play, 3rd down. Orange Coast 4 of 13 tonight from 3rd down. They finally gotten past the double-digit mark when it comes to first downs. They've got 10. Renegades with 30. Tierney looks up. Pass is going to be incomplete. Good coverage down there by number 29, Carson Steen.
Amazing coverage by Steen. So here you got a chance, if you're the Renegades, to keep this shutout on the board. It's always a goal as a defense, because we say, hey, if we don't give up a score, we don't lose. We might tie, but we ain't going to lose. 4th and 10. Shotgun double set for the Pirates.
Tierney drops back.
Screen.
Little screen.
It's picked off!
Intercepted. Big man gets him an interception. That is number 34, Blaine Newdorf.
Wow, talk about exclamation point by the Renegade defense, making me proud. And you can go ahead and strap them in. I wonder if they bus got seatbelts.
I don't know, but they're going to cry on the bus.
I mean, but hey, amazing disciplined play.
Oh,
as we got benches
hey,
clearing.
You don't see this in the World Series.
World Series.
Benches clearing as we got a guy hit by the pitch. Justin Robleski is in as a pitcher for the Dodgers, and he hits Andres Jimenez as we get a pass out to Amarius Rao, who had a 66-yard reverse touchdown today. So we're going to approaching 4 minutes to play.
Wow, amazing effort by this defense. Turnovers, generating energy.
And it didn't look like it hit his hand. I mean, they might want to replay this. So it was 2 pitches that went up and in. Oh, and there it was. He finally hit it.
Oh, high snap for the Renegades.
Oh.
Woods has to fall on it.
So Woods goes back to the 35-yard line. It's going to be a big loss right here, about 16 yards. So it's going to be third and long. I know that. It's going to be an opportunity for Carson Woods. Get another completion.
I think you just come out and run the draw here.
Not wanting to stop the clock. So Woods 4 completions away from passing Peregrine. Hand the ball off to Lucero. And Lucero's going to get maybe about 2 yards to the 37. And punt unit's going to come out with 3 minutes to play in the game. So, Kenny, we're going to, again, just going to wrap it up here. I don't think we're and we got to thank our sponsors once again. We got a little under 2 minutes, 3 minutes to play, excuse me.
Well, you know, our listeners have listened to us talk about everything except the game.
Right, right.
First drive of the second half.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. Renegades are upwards of 600 yards of total offense.
Wow.
They've only given up about 170 yards of total offense to Orange Coast, tuning up for their game next week in Santa Clarita against Canyons. It's always a good matchup against the guys down in Canyons.
Yeah, we hate those guys.
Yep. And so they're gonna head down there next Saturday. It's a 12 o'clock kickoff. Again, your player of the game, Kenny.
I mean, from a standpoint of how this offensive line came out and dominated, no matter who was running the football, we gave our running backs the glory last week. I think it goes to the fraternal order of offensive linemen succeeding.
Correct. The Fools.
The Fools.
So congratulations to all those fools down there, as Coach Castro calls them by acronym. Again, our coverage today was brought to you by Carpet Outlet Plus, Pepsi, Luigi's, Hawking Denton Palmquist, Golden Empire Youth Football, Barbich, Hooper, King, Dill, Hoffman, and the Bakersfield Californian. Again, we'd like to thank everybody here with administration. Like to also thank Steve Nicholas holding it down at the KERN studios downtown. Want to thank Jesse here, our man, for spotting all night, making sure we've got World Series coverage up here as well.
Jess is a master of all trades, man.
Our camera crews always making it real nice here.
Big John.
Julian for giving us all of our direction, giving us our replays.
You know, we talked about it being, you know, it's year 9 for me, year 3 for you.
4.
Year 4 for you, I'm sorry. And how we always are grateful for the experience, because you never know how long life lasts, let alone opportunities. Just grateful to be able to be part of the Renegade experience. And, again, like I said earlier, if you're a me guy, you're in the wrong place, because we do this for the village.
Yes, we do. We most certainly do, as we're going to have second down after the 2-minute timeout. Yeah, the village is big here. I mean, shout out to those guys, the former Helmet Club down there, the Mannings.
My big bros.
Got us both some ribs. Got us a tri-tip sandwich.
Tongue sandwich. All right, so can we keep the shutout? 2 minutes left. And they're content with running the football. Got to tackle and stay clean. We
Yes.
don't want anything dirty from any of our guys, let alone allowing the other team to get into your head when the game is in hand. And, again, this is probably the most I've shout out Titan Tom all day. He got it the best on the scoring predictions with the shutout and the 49, but 59-0. That was a pretty nice pick by him.
Yeah, he got the closest. I mean, shoot, I said 49-7.
Yep, I said 49-20.
Or
We definitely
45-7,
didn't give up
sorry.
20 points.
Yeah, you're giving them a little credit.
Yeah, I thought they would come in and play a little inspired, but our defense and that energy level was just too much. The offensive line, and Bubba Nettles and Jernigan, just the way that they've ran the football has been so beautiful.
Yeah, Jernigan is going to finish the day with 141 yards.
Wow.
Rushing, 3 touchdowns. Jadaniel Bubba Nettles, 122 yards on 20 carries, with a touchdown. Amarius Rowell, that one reverse carry, 66 yards for the touchdown. And Malachi Statler, like you said, 17 yards rushing, but 2 of his carries ended up in touchdowns as well, too. On the receiving end, Ben Spears with a touchdown and 46 yards receiving as Tierney gets out of the pocket. He's going to get chased down.
Ooh!
Finally hit out of bounds, and a big hit right there
Woo!
for number 40.
Woo!
And you heard that on the sideline. Evan Bennett with a big hit. And these are guys you're probably going to be hearing of next year. They're getting an opportunity right now to show what they've got. And Bennett out of Sarasota, Florida, finally getting his opportunity.
Florida boys. That's why I'm going for my 50th birthday, man. We're going to Orlando. We're gonna stay at Phil Mickelson's golf course again.
Go to Typhoon Lagoon.
I went there for my 40th. We had so much fun, so we're going back for the 50.
Oh, how about that? Either Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon, one of the two. So here we go. Got a timeout for Orange Coast. But that's going to be fun. Big fun in 26.
Oh yeah, for my 40th we did house party like kid and play. So it was a kid and play themed house party. This year we're going black tie presidential, man.
Oh, okay, there you go.
No gimmicks at 50, man.
So it's going to be 4th and 2 after this timeout. We got 55 seconds remaining. And again, thank you to all the sponsors.
Carpet Outlet Plus. Every day is a sale day.
And, hey, Julian, I seen on the last night on that Kern High Network broadcast, didn't give any grief to VP for singing Reunited. I guess maybe you like that song better than Ashford and Simpson.
Hey, how about VP, too? Shout out to VP, man. This dude was out there acting like he was 16 again, holding the kicks for the for the little kid.
Yes, he was.
I started feeling bad for VP. I was like, hey man, y'all know he just got back better, man.
Yeah, and at 6'5", it's a long way down there for that guy.
Wow.
Big rallying tackle right there.
And that was 4th down.
Jack Froelich goes down there, and yes, they're going to be able to pitch this shutout. Take a couple of knees, Kenny, and this is going to be it. Big win. Renegades are going to improve to 4-5 overall, 2-4 in league play, and they're going to finish the season against Canyons, looking to get the win down there in Santa Clarita.
Fighting their way back into some respectability is the Renegades from a standpoint of just finishing strong. I mean, we lost 5 games in a row. Had we won 2 of those games,
we'd be in the mix.
Be in a nice mix. But can't cry over spilled milk. Got to just accept what we've been able to do with the present and what we can do with the future and just continue to go out and display greatness, because that's what we are as Renegades. This is a great institution. We got great facilities, and so it's only right you have the greatest voices of all time with the greatest directors on the Damron deck.
And that'll do it here from Bakersfield College Memorial Stadium as the Renegades are going to take a 59-0 win. Like Kenny said, they have put up 120 points on their opponents over the last 2 weeks and improved their record to 4-5. One more to go to make it an even 500 season. And we're going to wrap up here again. We'd like to thank everybody with administration, Ayanna Tweedy, Carly Flowers, and Alicia Kronquist. Chris Sanchez as well, too. He's been out there.
Prayers for Chris and his family. You know, it's definitely tough.
Yep.
Losing a parent. I lost my mom. Her birthday is tomorrow, so I will be
Heavenly
at the cemetery
Cake Day.
Releasing balloons tomorrow.
And tomorrow is also Dia de los Muertos as well, too.
Man,
so you
beautiful
get out.
day.
It's going to be a lot of people out there,
Yeah.
I assume. I'm also going to be picnicking with my family.
I love Dia de los Muertos in our neighborhood based on, you know.
yeah,
you know, it's
absolutely.
one of the most historic cemeteries in the land, and our
Right.
community comes out in full force.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be beautiful tomorrow. I'd like to, again, extend all of our well wishes to everybody that's going to be celebrating tomorrow. And, again, like to thank you all for tuning in on YouTube all season. Hopefully you're going to catch Kenny and I next week on AM 1180, 96.1 FM next week, but also later on in the year with more Bakersfield College athletics from the rack, maybe even out at Jerry Collins Field.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, if they don't, I'm going to be out here again like I was all summer. It's just going to be Unified Sports
Right,
TV
exactly.
happening. So let's get it going. But, hey, amazing finish to our regular season. We always talk about the dream come true of us getting the opportunity to be out here. But special when we get in the win. Great job by Coach Thompson and the Renegades.
100%. And, again, for Julian, John, Jess up here, for Kenny, I'm Rob Chavez. We're signing off here at Bakersfield College, 59-0 Renegades over the Orange Coast Pirates. See you next week. Good night and God bless. Go Dodgers.
Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit gogades.com. Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit gogades.com. Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit gogades.com. Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit gogades.com.